Okay, that's all set up. Uh, Discord, please. Please minimize so that I can do this. Yes. No. No. Discord, please. Behave yourself. Okay. I'm not having troubles. It's fine. Oh, hello. Oh, there's people in the chat already. Hello. Uh, Let me. There we go. I'll just be drawing tonight. I hope that's okay. uh, how are you all doing tonight? Matt, there's James, Chase, and Maverick. Hello, Dragon. Discord's always messing up. I don't know about that. It seems. It's fine. There we go. Abstract Maverick. Okay. Look, you all know I can't read. It's fine. Oh, hello, Maestro. We are doing this. As I kind of have to decide if this is, like, properly in perspective or not. Curious. The only thing I'm worried about is the arm. That doesn't seem to be... that doesn't seem to be completely correct, like this arm. But also I feel like one of his legs should be like something like that. So I'll probably need to look up a picture of this Pokemon's to double check how, like, the foot actually is. You know how it is. Quintessential? Pronounce quintessential out loud for us. Okay. It's fine. I thought that was the Fruit Loop mascot? Oh, no. Yeah, he's like... I think one of the fossil Pokemon? I don't know. It's been a hot minute. I played Gen 5 once back in, like, 2000... Is it 10? Or was it 11? I can't remember. Well, Maverick, you see, I know that word because of how often I heard people talk about Quintessential Quintet a few years back, so... You know, that was a popular harem manga for, like, a hot minute, and then it ended, and I never heard about it again. Were people happy with who won that? I don't know. I'm getting Major Jebediah and his donkey vibe from this. What? Okay. When are you going to draw a bird sending opponent to Shadow Realm? Never, hopefully. Hopefully. I don't know. The dream that I mentioned, Maestro, it's fine. Don't worry about it. That dream wasn't weird. I swear, it's fine. Look, Chase, I don't know. I didn't watch, like, Quintessential Quintet. I only know that it exists, and, like, the director of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeal directed that series, which I thought was weird, like, when I noticed that in the credits, but, you know, it's fine. Didn't actually like partake in quintessential quintet. It was my dream was fine. It's not concerning. It's it's fine. That's what I'm gonna go with for my sanity. Okay? Okay. I think I'm going to have to... How about gonna make those claws? Okay. We'll make them a little larger here. Make it so that people can actually notice them. Yeah. That's fine. This needs to be a manga. There needs to be a manga where the protagonist is gay, but like instead of a girl. You know, that probably exists. Wasn't there a harem where like the gimmick was like, oh no, he's gay, and so he's annoyed that all the girls keep trying to hit on him? Wasn't that a thing? I don't know. I don't keep track of things. It is what it is. Hope Adastra will grow on me. It probably will. I don't dislike the game. I just don't like it as much as Echo. There's a difference. You know, because Leo's not in Adastra, so like that's marks against it, right? You can't just have one of the greatest characters ever written and like bounce back from that. The gay country. Yay, okay. It's fine. Let's... Oh, I forgot to put out, like, have music playing. I should probably do that. Just... since I'm here by myself. Let's put that on real quick. Let's put the volume really low. And, how much is that actually picking up? Oh, that might be a bit loud. Just some ambient music, right? Ambient music that I won't get copyright claimed for, you know. Play the Smoke Room OST, but that shit always gets, like... like, I don't know, copyright claimed? What? I'm not the only one who loves Kato. It's fine. Oh, the horror story doesn't attract you? I mean, that, I get it. I'm not that big of a horror fan. Ignore that I'm, like, a Silent Hill fan. Like... I'm usually not into horror. But, you know, Echo's just, like, a good thing, so... It be that way sometimes. Actually, should I have tilted this? Well, here, I'll make a rough outline digitally, and then we'll rotate it and see how that looks after the fact. Right? Right? That sounds like a good idea. That's how artwork is supposed to work, right? You rush it? Yeah. Yeah. We'll do a first digital pass real quick. Oh my god, Diesel. I'm not gonna draw something like that. Not yet. You know that I don't draw the not safe for work. My two exceptions are Password and Burrows. Okay. Does Password count as horror? I don't know. I think I would consider that more just like a suspense thing. No, more just a mystery. I don't think that one's really much of a horror. Burrows definitely feels like a horror thing, though. I thought it was going to be more of a thriller at first, given how the opening was, but they do some horror-tinged things, and that's kind of cool. OnlyFans? No. Make a Patreon for that stuff. Nah. I don't know, I've never been into drawing, like, not safe for work things. So I don't know. Like, maybe I'll get over that and do it, but for right now, it be that way. Are requests okay? I don't really do requests, sorry. Not really. I'll sometimes do requests for, like, Patreon members, but even then, that's not a guarantee. That's usually out of, like, the kindness of my heart. Since my Patreon isn't really, like, an art Patreon, it's, like, a channel Patreon. It's fine, though. Exception to me, I think the story is going through time was excellent. Yeah, it's neato, for sure. We'll do that real quick. All right, this boy, this bird. Love this bird. I think we just need more birds in Pokemon. I think that's about right. Franchises like these just don't have enough bird representation, you know? It's a big issue in the world, but you know, people don't talk about it much, you know? Bird rep, it's important. Let's see. Let's do this real quick. Oh no, how round is his head? I don't even remember. I remember being meticulous about that when I was doing the sketch. Like, oh no, his head needs to be round and like the whatever. I need more tragic furry VNs and you know what? Facts. Anyone knows about Glory Hounds? I assume that says knows. I see Nox about Glory Hound. Glory Hound seems neat. I'm excited for it. I don't know how I'll have it on the channel. I don't know yet. I mean, I'll play it on the channel for sure, but I don't know if like I'll do that with Darian or not, since we seem to be just doing the Echo Project games, except for well, I guess I'm doing Arches by myself, but I don't know if like I guess it depends on if Glory Hounds is safe for work or not. If whether or not I'll do it like Smoke Room or Echo, like as a playthrough on the channel, or if I'll do it in streams, like with Arches. Cause I do like doing that for Arches, but you know, every few months I get to do an Arches stream, which is fun. I quite enjoy doing those. And they were kind of like the first streams on the channel. So, you know, it's kind of nostalgic to be able to, like, do that. Because I streamed the first build of Arches on my birthday. So now Arches is forever tied to that. For me, which is a little weird, but I do really like that game, so I don't even mind. Yeah. How does that? Maybe like that, a little bit rotated. I mean, it still makes me look a little bit hunched, not the way I should. If I do this, if I do that more like that, that's pretty good. Looks a little more like the back is straight, but still leaning a bit. That's kind of... So I always notice that I draw really slanted on paper. So I always kind of have to readjust that a lot when I'm doing this. Yeah. Need a new Arches build? We're supposed to be getting one, right? Or at least, like, a Patreon build comes out this month, right? Something like that. There we go. Oh, I do need this canvas to be a little wider. Change canvas size. Let's do this, and yeah. Yeah. And grab this back. Okay. And we'll... Oh, whoops. No, I didn't mean to go that far back. Please understand. Okay. There we go. We'll do that. There we go. Oh, that eraser is small. There's a smoke room build that will come near the end of March. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Don't know when I'll actually get to play it, but you know how it is. No, they're gonna have a nice chat with Brian, and he's gonna fix their car. Facts. Brian's a nice guy. He would do that. Also, hello, Ian. I have a flower cat in my bed. What? On Twitter a bit, and I was pissed. Ah, okay. Kind of just happens, I think. I kind of just consider that part of the territory. if you're gonna like be online. But he has like a weird tail thing, doesn't he? Like that. Give me a minute. Pokemons Arceus. That's... I wanted the smaller evolution. What's the small one called? Arkin. Yeah, give me a picture of that. Good. Okay. What does his tail look like? Well, we'll do that, and we'll do this. Yeah. There. He good. When the public build comes out, don't look at patch notes. What? What? But I like reading the patch notes. It's relaxing. But fine. I won't do that then. The patch notes are a little spoilery. Okay, Ian. And I already recorded Remember the Flowers. It's fine. Someone like commented on Temptations Ballad like really late at night, or I guess early in the morning. I don't remember. I was still awake when I shouldn't have been, but I saw that and was like, oh, new build, okay. Thank you, Yellow. I think it was Yellow. One of the usual commenters like notified me about it, so I kind of have to, yeah, so just so that I remember where the other arm is. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't see it, but it's mainly just for me. Axel is approaching simp territory. I don't know what you mean. He's just a good lad. Nice and nice and respectable. How big do I want this? Okay. Okay. Let's rotate that a bit more. There we go. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay, I think that's smooth enough. Tiger dudes are hot, facts. No, let's hope you get enough vids out of it. So Password will be next? Oh my god. Yeah. Like what? Are we gonna try to make Tennis Ace the longest playthrough on the channel in terms of like time it takes from start to finish? Just because I keep pushing it off. That looks fine. At least for now. We'll see if I am okay with this in a moment. There we go. I still have to... I always have trouble with the way I want this, like, peak point to look. Maybe... maybe like this? It just looks a bit frumpy here now. Can never decide. Password playlist is so long, I listen to it while I work sometimes. And I skip the Orlando route? Oh no. Let's make a Tennis Ace speedrun. Oh god. Are we gonna play the bad ends to Jenna and Carl's route eventually? But I think we kind of wanna save that for later, just because what, that was 8 months of us playing like Echo. It's like well, we'll leave it at that for now. So it's fine. Let's just get rid of these lines. We don't need any more because I'm really bad. Just... I mean, I could just make a big eraser and do this in one swoop, but that would make sense, and not that great. Oh, you were hoping Tennis Ace do be streamable now. No more. No. Oh, that's such a coward's way to do that, though. Stream it in the middle of the day so that no one will be there and quickly get through that. Password take me off of VNs, but I give VN another chance. And even I'm not gay. I really like them. Oh, okay. Josh is an agent of chaos. What makes you say that? It's fine. Am I going to have to do it this way? There we go. That might be a little... We'll do it that way. It's fine. Ah. We'll just do that for now. I mean, this is fine. Wait, Josh is Alexio? Alexios? Am I? I don't know about that. Diesel! You can't just delete your message like that. Terrible, terrible. Is this gonna be another one of those streams where people will like comment something and then immediately redact it? Just to just because those aren't fun streams. We'll do it this way. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that looks... That's fine. Where should I? There we go. No, stop. There's nothing. Okay, Diesel. There's nothing. Wait. There's nothing worse in this world but to be broken and not to be. What? It's fine. If you do another VN that I like after you do Pervader, I will love to try to follow the stream. Oh, okay. I mean, I'll probably put up a poll for what like game I'll stream next. But I don't know. I'm looking to get some equipment that'll let me stream some of my other consoles, so I do want to have like one VN streaming at least once a week. And I am enjoying Pervader, so I know it's not for everyone, but I am enjoying it. Because I now have a community tab on YouTube now. I guess they changed the limit for it. Like now you get a community tab when you're at 500, and I remember reading it was 1,000, so. But that's cool though. Dragon, I don't own Sonic Heroes. So I can't. It's fine. You miss Little White Bear? You know what? He was cool. Anthony? Was that his name? Why does it always... It always looks too bulky from far away to me. People aren't gonna notice. But I would notice, and I guess that's the thing, right? Where's that? Okay. There we go. Good enough. Oh my god. He's fine. The little Far Beyond the World would be a good idea for a stream because it a long VN. Even though it's not finished. One day. I was thinking of streaming, I don't know, I was suggested to do, what was it, the Human Heart for streaming, but I'll probably do a community tab, like a community poll for that. Now that I have one of those. I should probably test if it works. But, you know, it is what it is. Selkie, hello! There we go. There we go. I'll have to... I should re-go over that now, just so that I don't get annoyed at it later. Why is that so light? This strong is gonna take a hot second, isn't it? Shelter VN has like censorship installed. Yeah, I noticed that. I mean, Shelter will definitely be on the next poll for game I play. If we ever finish Tennis Ace, though. I don't know, what's going to finish first? Like, that, or, like, Tennis Ace, or, oh, what's that game called? Temptations Ballad? I don't know how far Temptations Ballad is, and, like... I don't know. No, Maestro, you're good. Like, I get it. But definitely the appeal of these VNs is the, like, you gay. And we certainly don't get that much of anywhere else, so... So I get it. Fane, what?
God damn it. You weren't supposed to notice me. I was supposed to scare you.
What?
As you were being very honest right now.
Yeah? I don't know.
I mean, oh my god, fuck. What the fuck was that? Oh my god. Hi, I just got off of work. I'm in my car. I'm trying to decide what I want to get for dinner. But I saw you were streaming. I don't know what you're drawing right now.
The Arkan drawing for the Gen 5.
The good boy? The good boy. It's like looking in a mirror for you.
Look.
I am looking. I'm not actually looking. I'm in my car, but I am saying that because you were referencing that, and I needed to like understand the context.
Ah, okay.
We have a pretty big crew tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in chat tonight. It's
Dragon,
something.
Spirit, Ian's being picky and like withholding. Like I'm just gonna be in chat.
Yeah, I
Like,
noticed.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Maestro's here.
Yeah,
30.
a lot of the usuals.
I would say Diesel, but I don't know if that's actually Diesel.
What? I assume it's Diesel.
I'm not driving, Dave. I am not that person. I am like, I don't want to die, so I'm not going to be looking at my phone while I'm driving. I will talk while I'm driving, because that's like I don't need to hold my phone to talk.
It's fine.
Is it fine, Josh? You say it's fine, like you don't know, but like the you don't know is like, to me, like being like, I don't want to text, and you're just like, I don't know. You could text. Like, that's the tone you're giving me right now, and I'm just like, are you really sure? Are you sure?
I don't... Am I ever sure of anything?
Yeah. You are, bitch. You like fucking, you started off the stream, or whatever it's called, Adastra with, like, hey, maybe you'll find something. I already have Leo.
Oh, I don't even remember saying that. Oh no.
Yeah, and you were also being, you didn't say my name, but you were being such a bitch to me. You were being so awful. Excuse my language.
Was it the naming bit?
You were being such a brat. You know what? I said fuck you in the comments for one of them, and YouTube's like, are you sure you want to post this? I was like, what? Definitely said fuck before. Maybe because I did it in caps and then italics.
Oh wait, does
like,
that
fuck
mean...
you.
Does that mean it got censored?
I don't know that it got censored, but it was very much like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, it was just like a very, like YouTube was like patting me on my shoulder and being like, you sure, buddy? Is this the choice you want to make? Yes, it's the choice I want to make. Fuck you for what you were saying about Marco. The good Marco. This isn't going to be confusing. I am very sorry, Diesel, about the mic quality. I don't actually know what it sounds like, so if it's terrible, I do apologize.
It's not like... I mean, it's not the best, but like... You've been on stream like this before, and, you know, no one's complained,
okay,
so...
Okay. Dragon. It's fine. No, you should be hearing this one, so Josh can, like, be publicly shamed. He's into that, too.
What?
Because it's fun. And that's what we're here for. We're here for fun. Yeah.
You know,
fine.
this, like, earlier today, I saw your comment on Discord about, like, Josh, what the fuck was that dream? And I sat there and was like, what dream is he talking about?
Oh my god.
And then I remembered, right, I mentioned that in that video, didn't I?
You did. Not only that, this is, why do you do this with the first video I've ever made series? You're just like, here's some story I probably shouldn't be saying.
What do you mean shouldn't be saying?
Like, this is just, like, no, I mean, it's good because you're setting the tone, you're telling people what to expect, and, like, this is what to expect with you. And, like, thankfully, okay, here's one thing. Thankfully, Darian's there to act like it's normal. Like, because you have a person like not freaking out or like slowly backing away, people might actually be like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep listening. This dude seems fine with it. Maybe I am too, but no one should be. But it's fine.
Oh my god. Hello, Silky.
Silky, do you think I'm here all the time? I should have been. I was, but I have a job now. I've had a job like 4 times over 2 weeks. The same job, but a job. Hi, I just got off it. I'm tired.
The quiet.
Oh, you're in voice too.
Yeah, gotta keep quiet.
Silky, speak louder.
I mean, to be fair, when I told the dream
quiet.
story, we weren't on, it wasn't in a stream or anything. It was when Ian was streaming.
Okay.
Because it was the night I got back from recording Adastra that first time.
I guess that, yeah.
And that's fine. That's fair. That's like... Look, I'm just glad that for somebody who, like, can't remember their own dreams, that you're gonna forever remember that one.
Well, it stood out to me.
Well, that's not... Okay, but here's the thing. Like, you remember that one, but everyone's just gonna assume that even though you're not remembering it, that, like, that's just the standard quality. Like, this is, like, that's just the base level. If this is what you're remembering, what are you not? And, like, before I was concerned that you killed birds. Now I'm just like, I hope he only kills birds. Like, you've reset my expectations, and you've even put that in a good light. I'm just like, wow, I'm so thankful he restrains himself.
I don't kill birds. My dog did, but...
God.
Yeah, I had a golden retriever, and she would decapitate birds.
Oh my god.
She wouldn't eat
Really?
them. She would just decapitate them.
That's like a Sherlock thing. That's like the Hounds of Baskerville, where it's just like, yeah, I didn't do it, but my fucking dog did. But it's her fault. It's her fault she killed birds.
I mean, I didn't know what to do about it. Like,
You probably shouldn't give her a treat right after.
I didn't!
Okay.
It was just like, it was weird because it also started when she was like really old. Like, she was like 10 years old before she started like hunting birds in the backyard. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
Some people are late bloomers.
so sometimes I would just find a decapitated bird in the backyard. It's like...
I mean, look, that's maybe she was trying to threaten you, and you were just like, cool. Like the way you're like, damn it, I wish it would have been around long enough for me to name it, so that way when like you killed it, I would have like felt more like myself. Like this would have been more right. Like this is still good, but it could have been better, dog.
Oh no. Oh, it's whatever. Traumatized by headless birds. Nah. Well, the first time it happened, it was more like, what? Because I did watch it happen the first time. I was just like, watching. Well, it's just like, she just suddenly turned and darted in a direction, and I was like, what? And then suddenly there was a dead bird on the ground. And the head was now next to it. And I'm just like, what? I don't... I didn't know what to do.
God. Well, probably don't commit it to memory so you start dreaming about it in weird drag Katamari Damacy ways. Like what? Oh, man. I'm gonna go. I need to get gasoline. I'm at the gas station now. I'll be back.
Okay.
You all think about this. Selby, I know you're good at this. Entertain them.
Give it a shot.
Oh my god. How's your night been? Okay.
Pretty good. Can't really complain.
Had any weird dreams as if you murdered a bunch of people and then like their corpses became a Katamari like style blob and just like became your roommate?
Oh God. Like I was hearing you talk. I remember I saw Fane talk about that in chat, and I was like, "What kind of dream is this? What the fuck are you talking about?" Then I watched the video and saw you talk, and I was like, "Oh, I remember that."
Right?
I remember what dream you were talking about.
Josh is hallucinating. There is no dog. No, fuck you. She was great. Only pet
You're
I've
great.
ever had, but like, it's fine.
She was great at killing birds. Yeah.
It felt so weird that just like she started doing that so late in life.
Hmm.
Like you'd almost think
Was
she
this-
would have done that when she was like a pup or something, like trying to.
Was this before or after you became a bird?
Uh, oh
I
my
feel there's a
god.
message there. She's sending you a message.
Well, I didn't start using the bird as my avatar online until around 2020. So
Oh, okay.
a long time after, because she died when I was in my senior year of high school. So like 2012 or 13.
Hmm.
Something like that.
She was sending a message to the future.
You know, that does make sense. She was a sassy dog. Like, I would ask her to like do something and she would just like look over in my direction like, bitch, you want me to do what? Like, she was one of those dogs that you could have conversations with.
Oh wow, okay.
And she would like somewhat respond. I don't know if I want another pet though. Like I think about that on occasion and I'm like, you know, I did like having a dog then, but at the same time, like I didn't train her. Like
Oh God.
so I think about like, oh, what if I get a dog now? And I'm like, oh fuck, I would be the one having to like
Please train your dogs.
yeah, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, I can't. I can't see you training something.
Oh, thanks for the vote of confidence.
You're welcome.
It is what it is. Josh's dog
can
is
see-
anti-furry. You know what? She probably was.
Hmm. I can see you trying to give a commands to a dog, and the dog just looking at you and be like, "Okay, whatever."
So like, she would not listen to any of my commands if there was another person in the house.
Oh, okay. Okay, a power move. Okay.
'Cause she's just like, you know what? You're not the one in charge. Like,
She can't show weakness in front of others.
right? Like if I asked like, oh, do you have to go out? Like, if there was someone else in the house, she would just be like, eh, or like, oh, like, do you want like things? And if I was the only person in the house, she would come to me for things. Like she would just like walk up next to me and just give me a look, and I'm like, oh, okay, you want outside? Okay.
She was forced resigned herself to asking you for help.
Yeah, it's just.
Like, if I must.
And I'm like, okay, I'm like, I get it.
Also, Ian has the right idea.
What? Get you a man who's in public. What? Bad. Nah. I don't know about that one.
Also, Ian, where you at getting here? The fuck?
I mean, I just assumed that he just like, I don't know. I was like, oh, I guess Ian doesn't want to be in the call tonight.
Fine.
It's fine,
Too busy playing Elden Ring.
right? Or maybe he doesn't want to get drunk and embarrass himself.
Oh, that's so fun though.
I mean, he wasn't bad during the stream.
Not during it, no.
After the stream,
Wow, it's a lot of fun.
it's kind of just like you're drunk, aren't you? It's fine though. It's fine, Ian. It's fine. There's no judging here. You're not nearly as bad as how my sister used to be.
Ian, what do you mean what happened after? Did you not remember?
What? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. There's no record. Ian can just be oblivious about it forever.
The typing, yeah.
I love the
You missed
Pokemon.
out.
It is one of my favorite. Oh, okay. Yeah, fossils are cool.
Arcan's like my favorite fossil Pokemon. In looks.
Really?
Wait, nope. I tell a lie. It's Aurorus.
Oh my god.
Arcan was my favorite, and then Aurorus came along.
Of course.
Look at Aurorus. Beautiful.
Nah, there's a T-Rex.
Oh, fuck off.
The T-Rex is one of my friend's favorite Pokemon.
Okay, time entry.
Yeah, that's Tyson's favorite.
Ian, what was hard?
The typing?
Mm-hmm.
Because we could definitely tell you were drunk during the typing challenges.
Fun.
There was... there was no filter there, just...
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Anyway, Aurorus is the best looking fossil Pokemon.
Oh yeah, Fane's not here.
Changes colors and
So I did this last night.
oh my god, you actually, you actually did it. Okay.
I won't post it. And in fact, here, I'll close it so there's no evidence.
Oh, for God's sake.
So Fane will never have to know.
Unless he looks at this.
Do you really think he watches back over the streams?
Oh, no.
Do you?
Sometimes, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But like, you think these lot can keep their mouths shut about that?
It's a challenge. See if they can. It's fine. Look, the only two who know about that is you and Ian.
That was blind. Bring that back up.
No, it wasn't. It was Fulgo for
that?
Hire.
Bring it back up. I want to look at it.
No, it's Fulgo. It's a stupid Yu-Gi-Oh card that Cody wanted me to draw.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's much more edgy.
Yeah. This man's has a ponytail, like...
Nice.
It's one of Cody's favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so...
Oh no. Hello.
Ah,
Was that?
hello. Are you back from getting gas?
Look, I did a lot of thinking while I was gone. A lot of. We'll get to that.
Uh-huh.
I was listening to stream just because I didn't want to interrupt anything. And so my question was, did Cody die?
I don't...
He hasn't been here. And like, it's not like June
He's
is like every
commented
once
on
in a
things in
while.
Discord, though.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. I know what's going on. Okay, I'm dumb. We're cool.
Okay.
I was just worried for a second. We're good.
Man,
He ran away.
at least he didn't disappear like Aaron.
Facts.
Where's Aaron?
I don't know.
I mean that's not surprising.
I mean, I assume he's just, like, you know, busy
Living
with
life.
life things, and he said that he, like, was getting a boyfriend, maybe? Or that he was in...
I wouldn't say boyfriend, but yeah, something like that.
Okay. Sorry for my ignorance.
Yeah, Josh, how dare you? that was the worst timing for that because that's gonna go against my argument. Which is that everyone here, everyone who's watching this, like, I feel like
How is that different from normal?
to understand my reaction to my argument, you have to realize one fundamental truth, and that Josh isn't a good person.
What?
And this is what I was thinking about while I was getting gas, is that Josh isn't a good person. And I know this. I personally know this. Because we were talking about Liam previously of Super Best Friends doing a stream. His YouTube name is Rising Super Stream. We were specifically talking about a stream of one game. You might know it. It's called Sonic Forces. And Josh was like, I got so much joy just watching the happiness drain from his face over 4 hours. He was just like, it was so much fun watching this person who's like, is known for just being joyful, finding the good in like anything, to the point that it annoys others sometimes, just slowly losing that innocence because of Sonic Forces. Like he was just so into it. He was like, it was so good. This is what I like. And that's scary, right? That's kind of scary. So when I'm reacting this way, my whole thing is that I'm coming from it from the perspective that Josh is a person who enjoys watching others' happiness get destroyed. Like, and not just get destroyed, but like over a prolonged period of time.
Look. I can never have Tyson on these streams because he
Why?
would agree with you.
I mean,
Because he has told me that.
oh, he told you? He said like basic. Okay, was he talking about that stream too?
No. So Tyson has like stated like kind of what you said about watching people like their joy and happiness die, but he says I do that in a card game setting, which is true. But
Yeah. Are you kidding me? The way you were like, when you were doing the card stream with Darian, the way that you were just shuffling your cards aggressively, even though you had nothing to do, like there was so much poison. It was so toxic.
I look at the way I was like looking back over that stream, and the way I would like draw a card, set it on the table, and then glide it into my hand. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what a like...
Yeah. It was so bad. Like, that's why I was trying to distract you to give Darian something, but of course, Darian got distracted instead. I was like, I'm doing this for you, man.
Look, I'm sorry, that's just how... Once you get to the higher tables in competitive play, everyone shuffles their hands like that, everyone draws their cards like that. Like...
Oh my god.
And, like, after years of participating, like, I picked up that as well, and I'm just like, damn it.
Yeah.
You can tell a competitive player from a normal player by how they, like, shuffle the cards in their hand, and how they draw cards.
I can't shuffle anything, so, like, I would be a mess.
It took me a while to be able to shuffle
Josh?
cards in hand like that.
I'm not dedicating time to that. That is what a villain does.
No, I had asked someone, like, yo, how do you do that? And, like, they just sat down and, like, taught me how to do it. And I'm like, oh, cool, that's fun.
You're spreading their seed of evil.
It's fine. And some of that also happened during the Yu-Gi-Oh stream. The way I talk,
yeah?
the way I talked during the Yu-Gi-Oh stream, I was like, oh no.
You were talking down to those people you're playing. You're calling them fucking scrubs and shit.
Yeah. I swear that's not entirely how I talk when I'm like in tournaments. I swear.
And
Yeah,
tired.
but you had to like watch the video to realize you were doing that.
I like thought about like using my phone as a camera and recording games at like a store, and then I'm like, oh no, but the way I talk during games, like when I'm at stores, I can't put that on the channel.
Please.
Uh-huh.
People will know.
You're a good person, alright? Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, Josh, are you a good person?
It depends on the
Um,
day. And it
oh
also
my
depends on who
God.
I'm talking to.
Oh my god. I'm a good person if you're worthy of being a good person, Bill, is what you just said.
Yeah?
Holy shit.
If I respect and like a person, I'll treat them like respectfully, like. And if I don't, then tough luck.
Oh my god, you're so fucking toxic.
Oh, is that why you verbally abuse me?
What? I don't verbally abuse you. Or at least not intentionally.
You're one to talk.
I mean, I'm nicer to everyone here than I am in, like, my day-to-day life.
I think
That's actually kind of concerning.
What?
it's not concerning that track for me.
Oh
Like,
my
I could see him being snippy with, like, his people and just, like, not having any patience whatsoever.
It depends on the card game.
Oh my god.
Look, Fane, you don't understand. You don't understand what it's like to interact with those kind of people.
You don't understand how to be sweaty.
Those people
You're
aren't
those
even
kind of people,
bad.
Josh,
Like-
you're those kind of people.
Those kind of
Oh, that's an insult, Jesus.
those kind of people, he says. No, I'm not like them. I'm not like other card game players.
Look, Yu-Gi-Oh players are the worst.
It's everyone but me. No, it's not everyone but me. There's a couple others.
No, so there's two types of, like... Okay, there's three types of Yu-Gi-Oh players. You have the casual people that are there to have fun, and they're really cute and fun to talk to. You have the competitive players who are, like, toxic to hell and back and are terrible people to talk to. I hang out with them.
Correct.
And then you have the other category, which are, like, you don't...
Self-aware toxic people.
You have... Yeah, the competitive players are self-aware about how toxic they are.
And the first group is actually the people who want to play Yu-Gi-Oh but get crushed and immediately like kicked out.
Yeah, like
I try to be nice to those people because it's like they're just trying to have fun. Like,
Yeah, like Tyson.
he tries to be competitive and he's an asshole. Like, at the shop as well.
Look.
The
Josh,
sweaty you are, the better player you are.
can you please describe what you mean by what you meant when you said cute? Because there's a couple interpretations, and just going by some of the things you said in Discord, like. What kind
Okay,
of cute are we
not like
talking about?
physically cute, but just like, they're fun to play against because they're just there to actually have fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's like, it's kind of innocent, and it's actually like a fun time usually.
Do you crush them?
I mean, yes, but I'm much nicer about it. Like, I'm not gonna just throw a game. Like, that's rude. Like, I personally feel like that's rude to do, but...
So you're not gonna,
But I will, like, tell them up front, like, what my deck does. Like, I will make sure they know everything that's happening, like...
I'm just saying, like, are you the Sonic Forces to their Liam?
For, like,
Are you
for the
taking-
nice and
are you
innocent
ma-
people, no. Like, I legitimately do try to, like, make the play environment good for those people. Because they're just there to
Those
have fun.
people.
I'm, in theory, there to
Those
have fun.
people.
Uh,
Sonic Forces tried.
like, the people that I don't are, like, usually the people... The people that play Yu-Gi-Oh! That force them to introduce the hygiene rule for tournament play.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a very specific group of people. Also, the judge at my store, like... Because I fucking hate him.
Doesn't he not go against that rule because he's
Yeah, yeah. He also does the shitty thing of, like, he'll change rulings so that his friends can win in tournaments.
Ew.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Like, it's people like that I'm, like, exceedingly rude to, like, in person.
What? What kind of hellscape is Virginia? Every single time you talk about, like, your experiences, it's always fucking sketch.
I mean, yeah, that's just places here. Like, and it is what it is.
Oh my god. Y'all, do you play Magic the Gathering?
So I learned Magic, was introduced to a Magic community, and then stopped playing.
Okay.
Because that was bad. In a it's in a very different way than Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, they are two very different beasts of communities here.
How is it bad for you?
They are, like, very dismissive towards new players, and they were really rude to a friend that, like, she had brought me to this, like, oh, she used to play Magic, so that she was like, oh, okay, we'll go to the store, like, pick up some cards and, like, have a few test games, see if we like it, and like everyone at the store was just really dismissive towards her and I. And it was rather specifically, they were dismissive towards me because I was learning the game, and they were very dismissive towards her because she was a girl.
Okay.
And so we both just like did not actually continue playing Magic after that.
I mean, I kind of don't blame you. I was just asking because Pierce was asking if you played Magic the Gathering, and I was wondering if, like, how you just described them is how he sees you, like, he interprets you. But I don't think you're that.
Most people who, like, when newer players, like, play against me, they usually say they really liked playing against me because I will, like, go play by play, like, teaching them how to play, and then tell them the motivations behind what I'm telling them to do during the game.
Yeah, so, like, the whole thing with Darian during the card stream when you're just like, you can do this. You're like, your tone was like, you're gonna regret doing this, but also if you do anything else, it's not gonna help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little more nicer about it in person. With Darian, I was being far more casual. Like,
okay. You just do you consider when you're hanging out with Darian to, like, not be in person? Like, what? You go into a different realm.
I'm sorry, what do you mean?
Well, you just said it's different than when you're with Darian. You said when I'm in person, it's different than when I'm with Darian. But, like, you were in person with Darian.
Oh, so what I mean by that is, like, when I play against Darian, it feels more like, you know, just hanging out with a friend, and so that, like, we're more just casually, like, fucking around, like, when playing.
Right.
While, like, at a store, I guess is what I would say, like, in public. Like, I'm nice to new players and people I respect, but, like, if I actively dislike you, then I'm gonna be rude to you. Like, that's...
I mean, that's... Yeah, I get it. So, with
Yes?
I just have a question. So, out of, oh, here's Cody. Cody's here. I don't know if he's talking, but, let's see. So, there's me, there's Cody, there's Diesel, Ian, and Funky. So, who would you be nicest to, and who would you be meanest to?
Oh my god. I would probably be, like, respectful to all of you. Like, legitimately.
I'm just saying, but you just established, like, if you, like, I just want to understand how much you like each of us, in, like, a ranking list.
Oh my god. I can't.
I'm sorry.
That's not how that works for me. Like,
I'm looking at a truck, and it's telling me always on point, so I feel like I was going to apologize for that, but this truck is telling me that I'm right. Always.
oh my god.
Like, can you blame me if the truck, I, like, look to my left, and I'm just like, you know what? That's right, truck. Who needs religion when I have advertising?
Oh my god.
By the way, so I watched the first part of Ad Astra, and I didn't take you for a serial killer, Josh.
I mean, that's where you fucked up.
Yeah, we were talking about this, Cody.
I mean, I was voted most likely to become a serial killer in high school. Like, come on.
You didn't tell me this.
I don't know, it hasn't come up in conversation.
I don't know, I feel like that's a question I would have asked.
Right. Yeah, so Cody, what you're saying is you now understand why, like, Leo and Josh make sense, right?
I mean, I can see why he likes Leo, but I still think they're not meant for each other.
That's curious, but okay.
He was so close to saying yes.
No, I wasn't.
I mean, honestly, that was basically like, you should probably get married for you. Like, for how restrained you usually are. Yeah. That
What
was
do you
pretty
mean?
revealing. That was pretty revealing.
It was.
What was?
It's okay, Cody. You don't need to, just don't worry about it.
There's nothing
fine.
to worry about.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
So we'll just, be waiting for your RSVP.
Why would I need an RSVP to my own wedding?
To Josh's wedding with Leo.
No, he's getting married to Chase.
I feel like Chase is, like, too good for Josh.
I feel like we wouldn't get along.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Chase is definitely too good for Josh.
Exactly. You wouldn't get along, and then you would then you could be the Leo to Chase's Chase.
Diesel, what is this?
I see what you're saying. You know what, Cody? You're
It's you.
convincing me here. I'm kind of believing. Your hope is like it has a point.
Oh my god, dude.
Wait, where did I post that?
Josh, I don't know anymore.
We had 10 years.
That was good.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, it's okay. So his argument is fine. You're now with Chase. Everybody, update your chart. Update your list. The new canon ship is Josh and Chase.
Oh my god.
I can live with that.
Have fun, Josh. Jesus.
It would probably only last like a year.
Wow. Okay,
That long?
that's pretty
Holy
good.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not bad.
that's not bad.
You're.
I mean, I like almost feel like if I got into any relationship like right now, it probably would last a year, even if it was bad, just because like, you know, first relationship. But
Maybe.
so I feel like if I dated Chase, I would give it some time.
You know what? For you, maybe because you have high enough standards that if like you're actually like if you've gotten to the point where you're actually dating somebody, you are gonna want to try to make it work.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
That makes
it'd
sense.
probably last a year. Like,
What would? Okay, but Josh, what if it worked?
you know, then I guess it works.
That's okay.
Great. Glad to hear we're
That
all
would
on the
be
same
great,
page.
because
We're
because
so
then-
glad you found each other, Josh.
Maybe.
Like here's the thing. It would be great. I'm rooting for it to work out between you and Pace because eventually you're gonna have that awkward conversation with Leo where he's like, I thought you loved me, and you just have to stand there awkwardly with Pace and be like, what? And it was really
Don't
sad.
worry. I'll help him move on. You know,
So,
I'll help
Cody,
Leo move.
I
Cody,
feel like at that point, like it would almost turn Leo into what's his name from Legend of Korra. I'm just like, what? Like your two
Lin?
exes get together? Like, what does that say about you?
Bolin.
No,
okay,
no,
first of all,
Mako.
You
Was that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, gross. Oh, don't compare him to Mako. I like Leo. Like, at least enough. Please don't do that.
I mean, I would hope
Oh.
it wouldn't come to that, but like for Leo.
But also, Josh. Who
Yeah.
would be Leo's other ex? Because it ain't you. And to be clear, Cody, all you convinced me of is that the official ship is Chase and Josh. You have not convinced me that you're the new Chase for Leo.
Why not? I feel like I've supplied more than enough evidence.
I don't know.
Cody, you made a solid argument. Something that made sense. You said something that made sense. You're not.
Oh, gone.
Brody, what'd you do? He's taking us out.
I had to silence him. I had to silence him. He was speaking blasphemy.
I don't know. Would Leo ever really date someone who mains for hires?
Yes.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'll have you know I do great with that deck.
Okay, I expect to see you top nationals.
Okay. As soon
Me
as
and
I
Cody
like
need
make
to,
it in real
play
life.
a game against each other live. We gotta watch it.
Oh, I'd
No,
love
there's
to.
no way for us to really do that though.
I only
Naturally, I
have
wouldn't go
like
that low.
Master Duel. I own 0 physical cards.
Oh
So
fuck, I hate Master Duel format.
I mean, I guess I could like buy the cards off eBay. How expensive is it?
For hires costs like maybe $10.
Okay,
Oh my
but what
God,
about
Josh.
my? Okay, but I mean, what about my other cards that I have in there?
That would probably cost around 50 to 100.
Well, you see, the problem there is that I'm not rich.
Well, you missed your chance to get hand traps really cheap. Because
What
they
kind of
used
hand
to be
traps?
really cheap, and then they all spiked and are now like triple to quadruple the price.
You see, this is why I use online formats.
Well, Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have a real online format.
Holy shit, Josh.
Oh, you're back.
Be nice. Be nice.
Oh, sorry, Yu-Gi-Oh was that was Yu-Gi-Oh talk. I'm sorry. It
Yeah,
does some. It does
Like,
something to
literally, you fucking got to. There's a person here saying, I don't have enough money to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And you're just. So I turn it online, you're like, that's not Yu-Gi-Oh!
Josh's
You're
eyes
so
rolled
person.
into the back of his head, and then he started talking.
Oh my god.
Sorry, the
Fucking
Yu-Gi-Oh took
toxic
over.
bird.
Yeah, you see his Yami Josh took over.
It happens sometimes.
That's the true Josh. That's the Josh who dreams the dream he dreamt.
The one who like murders people and chops up their bodies. And then gets annoyed having to live with them as roommates.
They bled all over the floor. It's so annoying.
Well, that's your fault for not cleaning them properly, really.
That shouldn't be my job.
I mean, listen, if you're going to murder them and chop up their body parts, it should be on you to clean those parts as well.
Oh
You know,
my God.
like drain the blood and stuff. Like, if you can't even do that, are you even really a serial killer?
I mean, I try not to be. So. It's fine.
I beg to differ.
I don't know.
I'm tired. I'm gonna dip. I'll see y'all later.
Oh my God.
Later, Ian.
Goodbye.
I'm glad you're being tired. Like you're letting yourself feel that feeling. So good night.
Good
Please
night.
rest.
We'll
I'm
see
not
you
allowing
in-
myself that feeling this week.
God damn it.
I feel the most tired on vacation, but
I mean,
Then
that's what vacations are for.
that's why I hate
I
vacation.
don't allow myself to be tired on vacation because time spent sleeping is like time spent not doing vacation stuff.
Yeah, but then what's the point of it being a vacation then? That's always
Well,
been
yeah,
my
I-
problem with vacation.
Vacation is the time where you let yourself be like, wow, I have so much free time. Yes, it's time for me to get sick. Like, that's how it is for me.
Well, my version of vacation is just doing what I want to do and not having to do work. So for me, if I want to stay up like till 3 o'clock in the morning playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I can do that now.
I mean, good
There were
choice.
so many choices. There were so
Yeah,
many
I-
choices. Josh,
I just got it. I recently got it this week when
It's
the spring break started.
that's a good video game.
oh my
Yes.
god.
And I just helped a walking furball build his robo waifu.
Oh
So,
yeah,
no.
Hana.
Tora is the worst.
Tor's the best party
Eh.
member.
I mean, he seems fun to me.
His personality's really annoying, but like, you know, party member wise.
Again, Josh judges a person by how much
Oh yeah,
they
like
introduced
yeah,
to his
he's a
life.
good party member. Like, is very good at the aggro.
He's not great when he first gets into your party, but late game he's just the best party member. It's kind of annoying.
Well, you see, the thing is, I'm primarily playing Nia for totally unbiased reasons.
Okay, I'm sorry.
My
Yeah, so-
god.
You see, Nia. Well, I can't even say Nia's my favorite. I just play her because reasons
Oh,
that are unbiased.
she's fun at the beginning of the game to actually like try to use
Yeah,
her.
she is fun, but she's not my favorite. It's just
Nia's a
it's
fucking
kind of
good
like
character.
I never
like
said she
you.
wasn't.
Oh my god.
I
It's
like
more
her
like,
like character wise, but party member wise, you know, she fucking sucks in combat. Like
Holy shit, Josh.
Sadly, yes. But I do it anyway.
She's the oh, what was her name? She's the Charlotte of this game.
You need to calm down.
Sadly,
Her
I have
kit
to
just doesn't really work as intended. Like it's one of those things where you're like, ah.
Yeah.
So like during
Yeah.
if you play the game like for just the main story, you're gonna be fine. But you actually can't use her for for extra content, which kind of sucks.
Like, cause she's bad, or like you actually just can't use her.
No, because of how bad she is as a party member. Like like extra content, like post game, like you basically can't use her.
No. But my drummer.
Don't listen to Josh. You can do it. You just need to force it to happen.
I don't know. Well, okay, so it's not nearly as bad as Charla from Xenoblade. Like, you can do some things with Mia. The problem is that her and Rex have such similar kits, but Rex is just better. Like, that's kind of the issue.
You didn't even try, Josh. You just saw it and you're like, you're not good enough, and you did.
Well, you know, I really wanted to see if she could be useful,
No.
and so I looked up what to do with
Oh my
her,
God.
and everyone
Oh,
was
wait,
like,
yeah.
you can't use her.
Have you not played her?
Yeah, in the early game, yes, but late game, mid game, I was like, is Mia just not good? And then I switched to Rex, Morag, and Tora, and was like, oh, wait a minute. Because originally I just
Better
didn't
than
use
God.
Tora, through most of my first playthrough.
Fuck Tora. Fuck the meh.
And then when I actually started using Tora, I was like, wait a minute. Oh no, he's the best party member. It's like Dunban.
Or
Like-
it's just because he's
I mean,
cute.
like naked Dunban?
Yeah, because, well, Dunban's one of the
No,
best
okay.
party members in Xenoblade because his kit works with nearly every party member combination.
Yeah.
So you're just like, oh, like you just always want to splash in Dunban in your party. Like whether you have a red team or a purple team, like.
What about? Does this include Naked Dunman?
I mean, I always like do that. Like whatever. I always put glasses on Melia just because I think that's funny.
Nerd.
I mean, but she is.
I mean, she's like the oldest person in the party, right?
No, Ricky is.
I could have sworn Melia was like when I checked the affinity chart, it said she was like in her 80s or something.
Yes.
Well, like she's like 88 years old, but that's like obviously in like high end tier years. That's different.
Yeah, like she's like an equivalent age to Shulk in Fiora.
Yeah, so like she's technically the oldest, but
oldest character is Ricky.
Yeah, like maturity wise.
No, because they live for a long time, and he's that's how that works. Because he's like an old grandpa, like for a Nopon, and they live longer than the Holmes.
But isn't he like only in his 40s or something?
I think that's supposed to be the equivalent.
I thought like when it says how old they are, that's like how many years old they are.
Maybe. But he is supposed to be like the oldest party member. That is supposed to be what it is.
Yeah, like oldest in the sense that, in terms of like a Nopon lifespan.
Yeah. But that's why like you look at Melia and you're like, God, you're such a child.
Yeah, like
stop being mentally... a horny teenager. You're never gonna be happy. And then you get to the credits and she's never happy. And you're just like, oh no.
Yeah. She's like what, 80 something? Like, I have to look this up. She's like 80 years old, but like that's like still a child in high end years.
Yeah, she's a teenager. With attitude.
She's an 80-year-old with an attitude.
Yeah. Because that's why she hangs out with Ricky, is for, like, moral support. And why she gravitates towards Dunban and Ricky, like, in general.
I guess that's true.
That's also why they're a very good party alignment. Like, if you have Ricky, Melia, and Dunban, that's actually one of the better parties.
I always thought it was because Dunban was more mature.
It's kind of... It's Dunban's weird because he's supposed to be the mentor character, but not the maturity... but not the mature character. That's Ricky.
Well, like, I guess mature in the sense that he knows what he's doing, like...
Well, that's what I meant by mentor. Like he's the mentor role, but not the mature, like, adult role.
Like, he is an adult, but to say he's, like, the most mature person in the room.
Yeah, that's Ricky.
I mean, I guess it's hard to take him seriously with that voice, I guess.
Play it in Japanese, then. It's slightly worse, and that's what makes it funny.
It's worse.
Oh, he has like he sounds like a squeaky, high-pitched, like, mascot character.
Yeah, no, I think I prefer the English version to what that would sound like.
I do prefer the Japanese voice, because you're not supposed to know what age Ricky is when you first meet him. And you're supposed to feel a disconnect between how he's talking and what he sounds like. That's kind of like the point of that character, so I actually really like the Japanese performance.
I still feel like you get that with the English.
Not to the extent. Like, I've played it in both several times, because I've beaten that game, like, a lot, because I have no life, but...
Well, I mean, I'm like, in the middle of playing it again, like Like first, I played it on the 3DS,
I'm sorry,
and then when it
because that version doesn't actually work.
like first you call me, you make fun of me for using Charla, and then you say I play the worst version of the game.
The reason is that the AI has a tendency to break, specifically with the team that I use, so I actually really don't like the 3DS version.
Oh, I don't remember that happening for me. Yeah, but then the definitive version came out. I was
did
like,
you
yeah,
ever use Ricky or Dunban?
I did. You see the when I played on the 3DS and I had little idea what I was doing.
Wait, what
I
year did you play it on launch?
I don't think I played it on launch. Actually, I think
then that might be the reason. Because the game was really buggy on launch.
Yeah, I think
it constantly had an issue of party members would just stop.
Yeah,
like
I think
you
I
would
only,
have to
like,
reset the
took a
game
look
to try to
after.
reset the party member AI. It was not great. Like,
yeah, I think I only took a look at it after I saw him in Smash Brothers, and I'm like, who is this guy?
Oh my god,
Xenoblade Chronicles. What's that? Is that some kind of?
Sometimes I forget
Xeno?
how young you are.
What do you mean?
Learning about Shulk from from that, like.
That's how I learned
Yeah,
about
and then
Oh
I
my
was
god,
at my
why are you
local.
like this?
Then I was at my local GameStop and I saw the 3DS version there, and I'm like, hey, I remember this. Or no, I saw like because the cover art is like just the sword in a field. I think, yeah.
With the
I'm like, hey.
with the Bionis.
Yeah, with the Bionis in the background, I'm like, hey, I recognize that sword. So this is the thing he's from. And then I got it, and then I played it, and I quite enjoyed myself. And
That's just a good video game.
Yes.
I think Xenoblade 2 is a lot worse, but it's like the director didn't try with 2, so he had said that in an interview. Like, that was a relaxing game to develop, so that's why it ended up the way that it did.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of like the combat in Xenoblade 2, like
it's really good, but it actually requires a lot.
yeah, like it requires a lot, but at the same time it like the fact that you have to stand still to do the auto attacks is something like I find myself not really
Do you not reset it?
Hmm?
Do you not reset your auto attacks?
Well, I mean, wait, like I think how? Like, what do you mean?
You can triple the speed of your auto attacks by resetting the animation.
Explain?
So when you move, you reset the animation for auto attacks. And since the first swing is always the fastest part of an auto attack, if you flick the stick forward after the auto attack, you'll reset the first animation.
Oh, well, yeah, I know about the whole like the auto attack, 3-hit auto attack, and if you move, it like resets.
No, you want to do it for the first one.
Only the first?
Because the first swing, like, depending on the weapon that you use, the first swing is fastest to actually, like, do. So if you interrupt the first swing, it'll just reset, and you'll actually do more attacks per, like, per second than the actual 3-attack auto attack, like combat chain. That's the reason why specifically Mia is a really bad party member, is her first swings for every weapon is actually pretty slow, like the startup time. So when you reset her animations during combat, you don't actually get as much damage off as every other party member.
Mm.
It also, because your auto attacks will refuel the cooldown, resetting the auto attacks like that also gives back your cooldown for all your arts. The game never tells you about it. It's an exploit that people found really quickly. Because you could also do the same thing in Xenoblade X, and it's like, oh, we're doing this again. Okay.
Xenoblade Chronicles X. I want to play it so bad. Like, I have it, and I want to play it. But just, like, it's the Wii U, man.
It's also the worst Xeno game.
I know, but it looks so interesting. The giant robots.
Just play Xenogears.
And that one song that I hear a lot I really like.
Just play Xenogears.
Is that available on devices?
Nope. It's available on the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 1, the PSP, and the Vita.
Okay, you're saying all these things, and not like 10 minutes ago you point out the fact that I'm like baby young.
They re-released it as part of like a thing a while ago, but then didn't port it after that, so it's one of those like
Also, I don't even have a PlayStation because I have Xbox.
Also, in a year, you'll probably miss your chance to be able to buy Xenogears.
What happens in a year?
Well, Sony keeps going back and forth on whether or not they're going to shut down the their online service for the PlayStation 3 and the PSP, and that's what that game is on. So once they shut that down, there will be no way to purchase that game.
I'll emulate it.
I think it emulates okay. Some of the Xeno games like don't emulate well. I think it's just the Saga games though. Which are pretty okay. I like the Saga games, but I also grew up with them, so like I understand they're not like the greatest games in the world.
I like the Blade games because those are the only ones I've played.
They're fine. Like I'd argue that like Xenoblade is probably the best newcomer friendly experience.
Alright, well, first of all, the tutorials in Xenoblade 2 are like they're awful. Like, I like they try to give a
Congratulations, you've played the game with the best tutorials in the entire franchise.
Like, I don't know.
I am not joking.
Please, no. Like, I like they gave it a personality, but like, the way it just gives, like, the information it gives and how it gives it is just like...
They just expect you to get it right away. And that's why, like, it's so hard for me to watch people play Xenoblade 2, because it's like, oh no, they don't understand the battle system.
Well, I feel like,
I get it, because the game does not help you.
Like, I have to, with how far I am into the game now, I feel like I'm able to, like, infer a lot of what was told based on, like, on looking at the stuff now.
Like,
but
the game is real weird, because at level 1, you can one-shot the first boss fight. If you know how the battle system works.
Well, what would be the first boss fight?
When you first get Pyra.
Oh, right, against him.
Yeah, like, but even against, like, all other major boss fights in the game, it's clearly made for you to just set up insta-kills, but the game doesn't tell you that.
The game doesn't tell you a lot of things, and it's just like it kind of goes, here's this, it kind of works like this.
It assumes that you will just understand how the flow of the game is meant to work, and I do think that is a detriment, because most people won't. Like
it tells you what they are and how they work, but not like what they are and what they do, but not how they work.
Yeah.
Kinda. Like,
it doesn't help that there are blades that are really bad, and it's hard for new players to distinguish what's a good blade and a bad blade.
Like, dear gosh, the number of menus I have to go through each time I get a new thing or want to do something.
You know what? That's streamlined compared to like X.
Well, now I'm glad I'm not playing X.
Because X is a nightmare for menus and mechanics.
Like, it's not even that I'm not understanding what's on the menus, because like I can understand what's on them. Just, it's so much. And there's so many things, like different,
Right?
so much and so many blades that if I wanted to keep track of all of them, I couldn't.
You're supposed to immediately dismantle the ones that aren't good.
You can dismantle blades?
Well, you can tell them to fuck off.
You see, I didn't even know that. So I've just got a bunch of a couple.
Oh, have you not
blades
reached the max
sitting-
yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
I only.
Because there is a maximum number of blades you can hold.
I figured as much.
So, yeah, the game just expects you to, like, look at a blade that you've gotcha'd and then get rid of it if it's bad.
Like, so, well, like, I don't know, to put into perspective where I am in the game right now, I just did the whole airship sequence and, like, did the boss battle with, what's her name? The lady with the fire blade.
Oh,
and we
Morag?
dropped Morag, and we, like, dropped the water tower on her.
Okay.
And then we opened up to the world again, and I'm just doing side quest and building up money by salvaging.
Mm-hmm. It's... yeah. It is really annoying that the game doesn't entirely tell you how its own battle system works, because it is a really good battle system, but they don't tell you.
They don't tell you how a lot of things work. Like,
But that's been a staple of the franchise since Gears.
like I'm still trying to do certain quests, and it's telling me, and like for the ones where I have to like gather certain materials or like hunt a certain monster at a certain location,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know where that location is. And this map gives me zero information on where I would find that.
Oh, they just assume that you'll, like... So the game is weird, because it actually doesn't assume that you're going to be doing all the side questing.
But I want to do the side quests.
A lot of the fetch questy stuff isn't worth doing. It's weird. Because you kind of only want to do certain side quests that actually, like, help you. Because there are blades locked behind side quests.
Oh my god.
And the game doesn't tell you which ones those are, and you kind of just have to... No.
Like, well, the ones I'm talking about are like the ones where it's like, get like 5 of this material, or like this treasure.
Yeah.
And they don't say how you get it. And I only found out how to get it when I accidentally came across it while like salvaging for a treasure to sell for money. And I'm like, oh, so I have to salvage for it? Okay. And another one was like,
Wait,
kill
you're
this
salvaging for
monster.
money?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that not how you get money?
I never had a money issue, and I only did salvaging for the side quest items.
Listen, money has always been a problem with me in Xenoblade.
Interesting.
I like to buy things and like for my inventory.
Okay.
But yeah, and then the other one was like, kill this monster at this location, and I'm like, I don't even know where that location is. I haven't run into it. This map doesn't tell me where I could find it. There's no marker indicating it when I set it as an active quest. Where do I go for it?
It means it's not in that map.
I mean, it says the monster was in, like, was it Gurmoth or something?
Yes.
And, like, I'm at Gurmoth, right?
Have you checked all the sub maps?
Yeah.
Then you might not just have that. You might not actually have the location yet.
Yeah, no, I don't have the location. Like,
No, I mean you have
was
not
it?
gone to that location yet.
yeah, like, that's what I mean. And I'm trying to find out, like, where would this, like, I know I haven't, like, discovered the location yet. So I'm, like, running around trying to find out where that location would be.
Just progress in the story. You unlock a bunch of new areas just by progressing in the story. So if I, like, when I played the game, as soon as I didn't see a marker, I just didn't worry about it. Because it's a waste of time to go searching.
Listen, I am, like, I have a compulsion to where I don't like having, like, just random quests sitting undone. And
the game will give you quests you cannot complete, so you actually just have to not think that.
I hate that. I hate when games do that. I don't. It makes me feel wrong when I just leave a quest sitting in my menu unfinished.
Yeah.
Like, I need to finish it before I do anything else.
Like, the Xeno games have always done that. They'll be like, here's a quest, you can't complete it until the end of the game.
That's...
I actually weirdly enjoy that, but because it gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah, I get that. And part of me does like how... And part of me does enjoy it, but, like, the OCD part of me that wants to, like, complete everything in an area before moving on
You
is selling me...
cannot do that in any Xeno game. Also, if that's how you are, straight up don't buy or play Xenoblade X. Because that's the entire game. You will get nearly all the missions, you cannot complete them. Because the game expects you to, like... Because the game's really wide open, but they give you a bunch of stuff that you can't complete until late game. Which I actually kind of liked, but... Or until you have certain party members.
This makes me quite sad.
Well, that just probably means the game's not for you.
No, like, I can get past it. Just...
Because I love Xenoblade X, but I have never recommended that game to anyone. It also has the worst combat system in the franchise, and that's saying something. Because there's one mechanic in Xenoblade X that's just better than everything else in the game, so... And you get it pretty early, so there's, like, never a reason to not abuse it.
What mechanic is that?
Overclock.
Never heard of it.
It's a super state that you can go into in Xenoblade X that reduces the cooldown by half for all of your skills and doubles the damage of it for a period of time.
Okay. They just give that to you.
Yes. The idea is that it's really hard. So you use a special meter to use overclock, and it is designed around you not being able to build up overclock meter very easy. Unfortunately, there are combos you can do to loop the overclock meter so that you always have it.
I mean, yeah. Like,
So there's never a reason to actually interact with half the combat mechanics in Xenoblade X, because you'll just abuse overclock.
I mean, yeah, that sounds about right.
And it makes it so where you're stronger outside of the mech in that game, because in the mechs you can't use overclock. So in a bunch of like the mecha boss fights, I ended up just walking outside of the mech and just like doing it on foot because you're stronger.
This mech is slowing you down.
It really is. It's kind of the worst part about that game is like they did not think about how to balance the overclock mechanic.
Well, I mean, hey, at least they can save resources. Now they don't have to waste money and stuff building mechs when you can just beat everything with overclock.
Yeah, but it makes the game really boring. Because it means that's all you do in every single encounter.
I'm gonna imagine a world where the characters acknowledge how broken overclock is, and so they like train all their soldiers to use it, and they take back Earth or whatever.
Earth is gone.
Oh, it was blown up? I thought it just got taken over.
No, Earth is gone. That's
like
the whole point.
gone?
Yeah. That's kind of always been the thing in the Xeno franchise, is like Earth has always gone in all of them.
I know I've only like played 2 of the Xenoblade games, and I'm like currently in the process of playing Xenoblade 2, but you're actually right.
Because it's even gone in Saga.
Because why does the Earth keep getting more? Because in Xenoblade 1, like, they like blew up the universe and then made the new one.
Yep.
And then Xenoblade Chronicles X, the Earth got blown up and then they escaped. Oh.
They don't take place chronologically.
Oh, yeah. But the point is, Earth always seems to be getting destroyed.
Though Xenoblade 2 does take place after Xenoblade 1.
Oh, so they are connected.
Yeah, you see some characters.
So, what is...
No party members, though.
Yeah, I figured. But, so, for Xenoblade 2... Xenoblade 2, does it take place on the same planet as Xenoblade 1?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a bunch of, like... The franchise used to be more about hopping between planets. And then they got rid of that at some point. With Blade, actually.
So they're connected, but they don't take place in the... Well, part of me, like, that makes sense, since, like, the whole point of Xenoblade 1 was that the whole planet was an ocean and they lived on just the corpses of these 2 titans.
Well, it was just a planet made of water.
Yeah. So which makes me think, like, for it to be, if Xenoblade 2 comes after Xenoblade 1, and like chronologically anyway, I was left wondering, so like where was this where all this land and stuff come from? Well, no, not even land, since those are Titans too that they're living on.
Yeah.
So what? And they call it the Cloud Sea, and you can swim in it. So what is that just? So are they just still living on that water planet, and now there are more Titans going on?
Maybe.
Is that the connection?
No, but you do meet a character that explains some things that aren't relevant to 2, but is relevant to the franchise as a whole. I think his name is Claudius. Was that his name? You see him in one cutscene in Xenoblade 1.
When you say see him in one cutscene, like an actual cutscene, or is this like a side thing?
Nope, in an actual cutscene. But you never hear his name, so... No, you do hear his name, but it's said only once, so it's like... When the character came up in 2, I was like, holy shit! It's you!
If you could name the scene, I could probably remember.
One of the final cutscenes.
And his name was Claudius?
It was something like that. He eventually...
Wait, was he the scientist who blew up the universe and, like, became,
Zanza?
Yeah, was he the scientist who blew up the universe and then, like, became Zanza?
Yep.
Ah, I remember.
You get to meet him.
Wait, so I thought we murdered him.
Can you really murder a god?
Well, I mean, we did, and then we wished for a world with no more gods, so that's like double killing him.
Well, it is what it is.
I don't trust having him in this game. What if he tries to blow up the universe again?
Well, that's not what this game is about.
Yeah, but he could try and do it off screen.
Nah, he's kind of done. Remember, this isn't Zanza. This is the other guy. He does not refer to himself as Zanza anymore. Or did. Questions.
Well, I mean, wasn't it Claudius who, like, blew up the universe before he became Zanza anyway?
Yes. Well, that doesn't mean they entirely have the same personality.
And I'm gonna keep a close eye on him in case he tries anything funny.
Because those games have very different themes, so... the characters are going to act accordingly. Because that's how just this director does things.
You know, the themes of... like, I don't think I got the themes of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, but on like the very basic level, but I'm pretty sure there's a very much deeper philosophical thing going on there.
Oh yeah, he's like a guy who researches philosophy and religion as like a pastime.
Yeah, like obviously there was the surface level stuff with like fate and then preordained destination and stuff like that and changing futures, but like the whole commentary on that, but something tells me there was more to it that I just kind of missed, and that someone will be like, well, actually in this cutscene, if you take a look at the framing and the symmetry of these two characters and everything.
And that's the reason why Xenoblade is actually more received than like Saga or Gears, is because you can enjoy the game on a surface level. You can't with Gears and Saga. Those games are so theme driven that it's like if you don't get the themes, there's nothing there for you. Like the character motivations stop making sense. The entire world stops making sense. Like Xenoblade is very simplified in a good way, because it actually makes it to where like everyone can enjoy the story and characters of this game.
Well, yeah, it's almost like there are two themes. Like you have the surface level stuff that anyone can get and enjoy, while having like the deep philosophical stuff for the people who like to like read super deep into it if you look hard enough.
Yeah. Because that's what like
And
most
so-
fans of that director look for in his games. Which is why Xenoblade 2 is not well received, is because there's not really much.
Oh, does it lack the deep philosophical meanings?
The director said he was tired of directing games like that and wanted to direct just like a children's game.
That's fair.
And I'm like, more power to you, but that does make this game a lot less interesting.
Well, yeah, that is also fair.
I still had fun, like, playing Xenoblade 2, though. Mostly for combat reasons, because that combat system's so fucking good, but... like, once you get there,
I'm sure.
fuck, you just... it just feels so good.
It's not that I don't like the combat. It's very, like I said, it's more so the fact that I have to get used to it because
Yeah,
I've
because
like
you're
coming right off the
canceling
heels
out of your
Xenoblade
auto
1.
attacks into arts and back and forth at higher level play, and then just killing bosses in like one hit.
Right, because like I'm coming off of Xenoblade 1 combat, and that very much had like a different flow and everything to it.
Yeah, that one has... I don't want to say it has a slower base to it. It does, just because you can't reset your art cooldowns in the same way as Xenoblade 2.
Yeah.
But the pace of Xenoblade, the first one, is entirely governed by your party.
Like, yeah, like depending on your party, you can either like you can basically like wipe out an enemy with like and do absurd damage depending on who you have and what arts you have to them and everything.
Yeah, it's the one issue I still have with the original game, is there is a best party.
Like, well, technically you can make any party work, but there is a best party.
There is a defined best party in that game to an absurd degree that you almost might as well not look at the other party members. And I never use that team because I just like I kind of think the playstyle is really boring. And that's it's Shulk, Rein, and Dunban. They are the best party in that game. Like there's not even a debate.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because their kits work so well off of one another that you can stun lock enemies.
Yeah.
And you don't need healing in Xeno games are a trap. Like because Soul Voice is a mechanic, healing is really bad in all of the games. Because you should never have to heal in a Xenoblade game just because of Soul Voice.
What is Soul Voice?
You know when the QuickTime event shows up?
Mm-hmm.
That's called Soul Voice. You get healed off of it.
Oh, I call it like the like affinity thing.
They specifically call it Soul Voice in Xenoblade X, so the name kind of just stuck for me.
Ah.
And it was real broken in that game, Jesus Christ, because you could customize what arts trigger Soul Voice. And what bonuses you get off of Soul Voice, so... They never let us have that much control again, because that was, It's like, I'll just set it to where I can loop Soul Voices and never have to heal. The way they got around that in Xenoblade 2 was the potion mechanic. Where you just use arts to create potions.
Yeah, but then the issue I have with that is sometimes the potions will like fly so far away from you that if you plan to run out and get it, by the time you do, the enemy has gone like 2 or 3 attacks in on you.
The game just kind of assumes that you won't need the potions.
Well, I sometimes, well, not, like Well, for some enemies I don't, but like
Because usually, like, by the end game, the field would be littered with potions for me, and I would never pick them up. Because I'm just like, oh, that's such a waste of time.
well, as we've made it clear, I like lack this ability to like
You just
somehow
have to,
go
you
through
just, it'll-
prolonged
it
fights.
takes time. Like, it takes time to learn that game. Like, 'cause
Like,
it
I
is,
know
like,
how to play
it
the
is
game, but I clearly
unreasonably
don't know how.
complicated. It's
I'd
unreasonably
like to
complicated
say-
to play at a higher level.
Like I'd like to say I'm pretty good at like the combat, but clearly I haven't like optimized it to the point where I never need to heal for like prolonged fights anyway.
Because that's the reason why the soul voice mechanic exists in chain attacks. Because you'll get healed automatically through those systems.
I don't know. Maybe I guess if that's the case, then maybe I just like am not like utilizing them enough and like feel the need to save them.
Yeah, it's because you should be like the game loop that they want you to do is like loop your art cancels to where the orbs will appear around enemies and then chain attack them to death.
Right, and wait, so the art cancels that's the one where you like use your art like right after an auto attack lands, right?
Yeah, and well, you can do like all sorts of things. Like you can use an art into an art by canceling the first one, and you'll gain some
Yeah,
cooldown
that one.
back.
I know about that one too, where like auto attack then like chain into like the art. Then if you time it like time another art to it, that I know about that one
Yeah,
as well.
because the game like actively teaches you that one. They don't teach you about the auto attack cancels.
And another thing about Nia, her auto attacks like with the end, cause her like main weapon, like the two
The
I don't know,
chakras.
chakrams, like, and how the auto attack is like it's 3 hits, but for her, like the two, like it's multi-hit basically,
Yeah,
and so like for the second and third hit, like I'll have to remember like I have to use the art after the second hit of that auto attack to if I want to like properly cancel it.
oh, you don't have the timing down on the third one.
No, I have it down. I just find I have it down for like the first and the third, but it's the second one where she like does the two thing, like the double uppercut with the chakram.
Yeah,
Cause like the first one is fine. I think that's only 1 hit, and the second one is easy to gauge since she does a little spin, and I can just time it with like the second hit of that.
oh my god, that
But it's
spin
the
is what
second-
ruins her animation.
But it's the second one that I have trouble like getting the timing down for that. So if I want to chain an art like easily, I just like have to go for either the first or the third one until I get the timing for the second one down.
Yeah. It's really annoying because Rex has the better moveset with chakras, and I'm like, why would they do that? Like, that's supposed to be Mia's weapon. Like,
Oh wait, so his
okay,
his, like,
so
chakram
the way
combos are different?
that the game works is every character has a unique auto attack animation for each weapon.
Okay, so Rex doesn't have the same auto attack animations for the chakrams then.
No, but the
Okay.
game never tells you this. Each
And I
character
wouldn't
has
know.
different affinity with each weapon type. So each character is specifically, like, they are better at using certain weapons than other ones.
Yeah, that I can definitely see that.
And
because-
it's specifically at the speed of their animations are different. So, like, if you were to give Mia a hammer weapon, her animations would be half the speed as, say, if Morag was using the...
Oh, trust me, I know. Because
Yeah, you never want... So the only weapons that Mia can use that are passable for her are chakras, knuckles, and the ball.
Yeah, to believe
she is
me,
the best at those 3 weapons, and Rex is still better than her at all of those weapons, and it's tragic.
Yep. Believe me, I know about like the part about giving her a hammer, because I when I first gave her like her new blade, it was like what it was like a 2-handed giant axe, and my god, was she slow.
Yeah, that the game never tells you that mechanic. They assume you will see it and then remove that
Like-
blade off of them, which I think
Like
is
it's
bad.
so
Like, they shouldn't do
slow that I literally have trouble like reading the animation to find out when an attack hits for me to cancel an auto attack. And I'm like, I'm just I'm not putting. I'm just gonna stick to my chakrams, please.
Yeah, they just assume that you'll like know that, like immediately understand that, and that's not how people learn video games anymore, developer.
I mean, they're partially correct, because I learned how awful it was to play it, and I'm never doing that again.
Yeah, it's it sucks that like Mia's your like main female party member and she like sucks.
Well, I just play her because to be closer to a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's best boy.
No.
Yes.
Best boy is Zeke.
I don't know who that is.
He shows up way later. He's your final party member.
Yeah, well, he's gonna have a hard time chopping Drummock, so.
In Japanese, he's voiced by Seto Kaiba.
Oh. That puts him on the contenders list.
So if you're a fan of Japanese Kaiba, he's doing that voice.
Well, you know I've mainly watched the dub.
Ah, come on. Japanese Kaiba's so good though.
But English Kaiba is just so like he's such a rich white boy.
He's Japanese.
And he knows it.
I guess the way that I look at it is like dub Kaiba is a really funny character, while
Exactly.
Japanese Kaiba is an actual character. He's like
Well,
actually
yeah.
has real motivations, and
Like English Kaiba is like a walking meme, and we love him for it.
yeah, that's one thing I don't like about the English dub, is how they change the perception of characters like that. It's not as bad with Kaiba, but like my favorite character is Jinochi, who got localized as Joey, and they take away everything from him.
Oh, if you watch the sub, you don't know about the English dub.
I've
The
watched it
thing in
both ways.
5D. Oh, okay. So you know what I'm talking about then.
Probably.
In 5Ds, they mention Joey's cousin.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's not a thing.
Yeah, I know, but I find it. It's literally some
It's weird
dude in
because they then
background.
took out some of the other references to characters.
I find, and like, and doesn't 5D supposed to like take place like way in the future?
Actually, it's only about a generation or two. It's only like a 40-year difference.
Yeah, it's only 40 years. So like, and if Joey was like a teenager at the time,
Yeah.
then that would, and like GX is like not too long after the original.
Like they never translated it because, you know, dubism. There are signs that have like Edo Phoenix Cup. Like there are like tournaments named after previous characters in the franchise, and it's like, oh, so they got like so big that stuff was named after them.
Okay, well yeah,
But
they never did.
since they don't translate the signs and stuff in Yu-Gi-Oh. That's just something that dub fans will never see.
Okay, so let's see. I'm about to try and like do the rough math. So let's see. We're just Joey was in his teenager in the original Duel Monsters. Then GX was like not too long after the original. That since like Yugi is basically just slightly older.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say like I don't know, like 8,
like
10 years.
Yugi is questionably still alive during 5Ds.
I mean, yeah, if like
He would
I'm
only
gonna
be,
be generous
he would
and
only
say
be in
they'd
his
be,
like
like-
late 50s to early
like-
60s.
yeah, like 50s to 60s. So I guess. Well, that begs the question: how the heck does his cousin look so young?
Well, that's not his cousin, so there you go.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I like to run with the joke. His cousin must have some crazy genes to look that young.
Or that's just how
Yeah.
late he was born.
Oh, jeez. Imagine being like 40 years younger than your cousin.
I had a teacher who was in his 70s and had a kid.
I don't
In his
know.
70s.
Well, actually, I actually knew a guy from high school. I was friends with him, who was in a similar situation. His dad is like in his elderly years, and he was, in high school with me. So,
Man, I always look at that kind of situation. I'm like, that fucking sucks. He's gonna die before you graduate.
well, I don't think he did.
Well, I mean,
I
like
think
the
he-
statistics of that happening is pretty high.
Well, like before, like graduates high school or college.
Either one. It kind of depends. Like, if
Well, I
a
mean,
guy is in
I-
their... Like, if a guy's 75 and has a kid, like, they're probably not going to see their kid's graduation.
Well, I mean, this
Statistically
was in my senior year that I knew the guy, so.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, statistically, that is how that works.
Yeah, that's true though.
Like, that almost seems like, I don't know, almost irresponsible to do that to a kid, but...
Yeah.
Uh,
He didn't talk too much on the subject, but he definitely seemed, let's just say, he wasn't the happiest when like discussing his grandfather's like health.
yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
And unfortunately, there was no Shadow Realm, so
Nah.
there was no getting his soul back.
I love how there was, like, so few characters that happens to in the Japanese version. Because
What?
usually it's just death, but...
I still remember. Well, actually, I don't remember, but I still also remember the day where I found out that was like the biggest lie I've ever seen in anime.
The Shadow Realm doesn't exist.
Yeah, that is like so many people. Like, it just got brought up so much, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
What do
when
you
I
mean it's
find
not
out that
real?
what do you mean? And like the implication that everyone who went to the Shadow Realm is actually means death didn't even come to me till like way later. So I'm just like, what? So what? So I was more in shock that it was fake than to realize the implication of it.
That's funny.
So,
Because there were a handful of characters that instead of it being death, they just stole their soul. There was like a couple times.
I mean, yeah,
happened in
that
Japanese.
does happen.
Poor Mai.
Poor. She
She had her backstory removed and everything in the dub. Like,
yeah. Sadly, female characters do be getting the short end of the stick.
because she actually has one of my favorite like setups for her character arc. But it is what it is.
What was the thing about what was her character about?
Learning to trust people and to be true to her, like act how she actually is, because or that stuck-up personality of hers is a front. That's not actually her.
Yeah, okay, so there's none of that in the dub, so okay.
That's the reason why she respects what's her name in the dub, Taya, so much. Is because like that's the reason why she gave up during the Duelist Kingdom match against Taya. Is in Japanese she was so impressed how even though Taya knows that she's going to lose by sheer skill difference, she's so true to herself that she's going to try anyway, and that's not something Mai would ever do. So she gives up because of how much respect she has for Taya in that scene.
Wow, that is a lot better than what I...
That's also why she walks away crying when she loses to Yugi during during like the not the finals, but that small tournament arc within Pegasus's castle, is because she wanted to use that as a way to like prove that she can be true to herself to Yugi. And when she loses, she feels that she has failed in delivering her feelings and walks away crying.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they straight up removed the crying part, so yeah.
They don't show you it because she hangs her head really low in Japanese, so you can't see her crying. But when she gives the treasure card to Jinochi later on so that he can participate in the semifinals, in Japanese, Jinochi remarks that the handkerchief around the card is a little bit damp because she was using it to dry up her tears.
Ah, okay.
So it's like even like she doesn't even let the audience see how she really feels is kind of how it's supposed to come across. I really like Mai's character.
Sounds way more interesting than
I
what we got.
really like Mai's character because they took out her backstory of she worked on a casino ship, and that was like her first job out of high school, and that's what caused her to never trust people. Is every day she would see how people would cheat one another and her, like in her own job, that she lost the ability to like be truthful to others and to trust others. So that's why when Yugi saves her from the Dark Duelist during Duelist Kingdom, that's why she learns to respect him, because like, well, we aren't even friends and he would do this for me. That's so amazing. Like she had forgotten like how to be earnest with people, and she like always respected Yugi for that.
Well, that sounds way better than what we got.
Well, that's why I don't like the dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like, if you go to Japanese discussions for Yu-Gi-Oh!, they're legitimately talking about the character arcs and how like well written like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, like as a children's series, and what we got in the dub just completely gets rid of all of it. And that's why the duel against Merrick is so tragic in Japanese, is because she goes back to being the stuck-up personality. She gets so overwhelmed by Merrick that she like reverts back in her own character arc, and that's like the tragedy of that duel. It's one of my favorites. I fucking love those episodes. Like, it's so tragic to see happen, but
It definitely sounds tragic, and it would make me like respect her slightly more. I'd still like personally not like her purely for personal reasons because because I hate harpies. But yeah, I would respect her character a little more if this was the case.
Yeah. Well, Jinochi's, a lot of his character arc was removed in the Battle City tournament as well.
So how was Joey's duel with Merrick different?
The duel itself is pretty similar, but when you watch Duelist Kingdom, Duelist City in Japanese, it is framed as if Jinochi is the main character. It's actually really interesting. So that's why, like, when he's up against Merrick, you're feeling like the protagonist is dueling against Merrick already.
Which is why I felt so sad and disappointed when he lost the way he did.
Yeah, granted, I do like the scene right after he loses, which was removed in the dub.
What scene is?
So they used this scene to kind of humanize Merrick and to show that Merrick can be defeated despite the fact that he lost, that Joey lost. And that's after the holograms are shut off, Merrick collapses and starts vomiting because of how far he was pushed in that duel.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that actually. Like,
yeah, you probably like seen it in a YouTube video or something because they did remove that in the dub.
That's how it's been going. Like, I watched the dubs a long time ago as a wee lad, and then now I'm seeing like clips of like the Japanese version on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh's, like Yu-Gi-Oh and Yu-Gi-Oh GX are such good like stories. The franchise falls apart after that, I think, but it's a shame what they did to the dub of GX. That's
Ooh, well, that's they made me not like Jaden.
that's so tragic because Judai's like the best protagonist in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, no, he's just annoying in the dub.
I noticed. I went back and tried to watch that and went, why did they do this to him? Like Judai is supposed to come off as naive, not stupid and annoying. He's just supposed to come off as very innocent and naive because he didn't have a real childhood.
What happened to his childhood?
Oh, no one would talk to him out of fear of death, and his parents put him through electroshock therapy for other reasons. So like, Judai just he didn't really have a real childhood.
Was this because of like Yubel?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they took most of that out in the dub. Just like how they took out a lot of Yubel's motivations in the dub. Mainly to make it more PG for American audiences, but Yubel might have been a bit too progressive for Americans at the time.
Well, maybe America needs to put on its big boy pants and stop being such a scaredy pants.
Yeah, because they even took out, like... So this was never canon to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, but literally everyone reads this, like, this way. And that's, they kind of took out Judai being gay in the dub.
Was he gay?
It's not canon that he's gay, but everyone reads it that way. Because it's really hard not to in Japanese.
Honestly, with the way he acts in the dub, I wouldn't be surprised.
Specifically with his relationship with Johan and with Yubel. Like, the way those characters interact with one another, you're like, huh. Are they...
I wouldn't be surprised.
And they went out of their way in the dub to try to squash as much of that as possible. Anytime the word love is used is removed, like...
Right, because wasn't like Yubel's deal is like the reason she constantly causes pain is because that's the only way she knows how to express love.
Yeah. Yubel is... that's what they always were. Like, they're like a being made up of love, but they don't know how to express it.
So they just hurt people because she sees that that's what people do all the time.
Well, to her, Judai expressed his love for her by abandoning her. That is how she took being abandoned by Judai. She took that as an expression of love.
The greatest form of love.
And that was... I think that line was removed in the dub. I assume so. Because they also took out Yubel's gender in the English dub. Nope, gotta refer to Yubel as she. Can't confuse the audience.
Right, so in the Japanese version, what do they refer to? Or do they be non-specific?
No, there's no official pronoun for Yubel. Because Yubel has both. Like, when you look at Yubel's uncensored design, Yubel has the physical traits of both male and female.
Right. Is it, or like her, the uncensored version. So like, which is the right or the left side that's like feminine and the other half
it's like reversed. Like, so the legs are reversed from the chest area. So, I forget which one is which, but yeah, Yubel, they have both traits. And in Japanese, both voices. Yubel's voice will switch between male and female.
Like randomly, or was it like a thing?
It seems right. It's not like every line of dialogue it switches, but there will be scenes in which Yubel uses a male voice as opposed to female.
Right, and like how you said they had no specific pronouns, I'm assuming how that worked in dialogue is like they would never say he or she, they would always specifically say Yubel.
Well, they have, in Japanese, they have non-gendered terms.
Oh, okay.
Like, they have non-gendered pronouns there, so...
So they actually have words for those?
Yes. We in English kind of just have they, them, and that's kind of hard to incorporate in some sentences, which is annoying. But, yeah, in Japan they do have non-gendered terms, and they only use those when referring to Yubel.
Dang it, English. Come on.
Well, they didn't want to, like, scare away the conservative Americans with Yubel. Which is such a shame, because Yubel is such a compelling villain.
I mean, I feel like they would have been scared away at the concept of anime in general.
Well, that's the reason why they changed all the names to as English sounding as possible for specifically GX. Because some of the characters kept their Japanese names in the original series, but in GX they changed everyone's name. Even characters whose names were already in English they changed.
Wait. Really?
Yeah, Crowler. His name in Japanese is Kronos.
That's an English name.
Because he uses ancient gears, so he has a time-themed name. It's a whole thing.
and like my favorite one, Hell Kaiser.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't keep Kaiser. Like, they could have just still used that nickname, called him Dark Kaiser or something, but I always found it weird that they, like, removed his nickname.
I find it much cooler than Zane. I like Zane in general, like as a character.
Yeah.
But I also think that name is just way cooler than Zane.
Yeah.
Like,
well, his name in Japanese is Ryoma.
That's also cool.
Yeah. But they want people to think these characters are American, so Zane Truesdale.
It's the Phoenix Wright syndrome.
My favorite is when they changed and so Johan is supposed to be European, and that's his name got changed to Jesse.
Oh, that's who. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's
so
Johan?
he's supposed to be Dutch, I think. And they were like, "You're Texan now."
Well, everyone knows Dutch is in Texas.
Right? Apparently the rumor is that they did that to try to make him feel more masculine. To try to make people not assume that he's gay, even though when you watch it in Japanese, they don't say that he's gay, but you know.
Well, you know,
His dialogue with
he
Judai.
does have very colorful cards.
He has the rainbow motif. You're just like, is he meant to be gay?
I mean, his ace monster is literally Rainbow Dragon. The dude's
Right.
carrying a pride flag around in his deck.
Yeah, he talks very lovingly to Judai. In Japanese.
I imagine, is it partially because like he can relate to him? Because wasn't a thing between them, like they can both see dual spirits?
Yeah, but when they have dialogue like, oh, it's like I've met, like, have we ever met before? Because I feel like I've always known you.
Oh.
And
Okay.
Judai's like, I feel that too. Yeah. And you're just like, this is pretty gay. In a good way.
Well, maybe, put that Rainbow Dragon with Neos, maybe get a Rainbow Neos going.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You also have,
Oh wait, that actually exists, doesn't it?
There's a line from Yubel that I'm like, this like the writers must know. Because there's a scene in which, during the final duel between Judai and Yubel expressly says, "Has all the love you've ever had for me, does it now belong to Johan?" And Judai doesn't say anything, he just passes turn. Which tells me yes.
His silence spoke 1,000,000,000,000 words.
And they took that line out of the dub, and I'm like, but one, it's a very romantic line, like that scene. Like, you're just like, oh, so he does love Johan, like. And it also kind of really hurts, because Yubel is on the verge of crying when she says it, so she's really hurt that she's been replaced in Judai's heart. So you kind of feel for them, like. Since Yubel's whole motivation is just, like, they want to be loved again by Judai.
Well, maybe they can be one big, like, 3-way love triangle thing. And all live.
So they don't. Johan doesn't get with Judai, but Judai does get with Yubel. It's kind of romantic.
When you say get with Yubel, like romantically?
Judai chooses Yubel over the world. That's how that season ends.
Like, my brain is imagining something, and I know that's not the case.
He uses
but...
Super Poly on himself and Yubel, fusing their souls together so that they can always be together.
Right, I remember that. But my brain is just imagining something completely different when you said that, and I know that's not how it went down.
Yeah.
But I can't stop myself.
And that scene is, like, I do really like that scene, because it's just like,
like, my brain is
Judai
my
saying,
brain
like,
is
I will
just
take
imagining.
you.
My brain is just imagining a scene where they looked at each other and kissed. Oh my gosh.
They don't kiss, but they do passionately hug.
Oh my.
With Yubel crying.
I don't think you know what passionately hug means.
I don't know. That seems pretty passionate. It's very
No,
emotional. How about that? Does that work?
Yeah,
for
an
you?
emotional hug. Because passionate hugging refers to something else.
I mean, they probably would if they both had physical bodies.
Well, do they not both have physical bodies? I thought isn't that
Bell
how they?
loses theirs when they fuse.
I guess they should have done it before they fused then.
Well, you know, the heat of the moment.
Wait, that begs the question. If they have both masculine and feminine parts, would they have, like, both?
That's what all the Dojins do.
Of course. I don't know why I asked. I should have known better. I should have known better than to assume this wasn't a question somebody already addressed.
Because that's the thing with Yubel, is like they're both. And Judai, you know, that doesn't bother him.
Hey, that just begs the question. You're over here looking
Judai's
at
probably bi, like.
Yubel Rule 34.
Yeah, it exists.
I know it exists, but I didn't realize you were into that.
Not really. It came up in like Yu-Gi-Oh discussion. Since someone started posting it, so you know, I've seen it, but I've never gone looking for it myself. Because I don't look up sexual things for Yu-Gi-Oh. I find that's weird.
Yeah, me neither. I don't do that with like
given
series
like the
that-
ages of those characters as well.
that too.
And I'm
I
not that
generally
into the
just-
adult characters either.
I don't really do that for like series that I don't want to spoil for myself.
You think of that as spoiling?
Well, not like spoil, but like, well, example, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Uh-huh.
My favorite video game series. I've loved it since I was a child.
Yeah.
You will never
I'm
see
I'm
me.
sorry that franchise has just always been a little bit horny.
Well, no, I'm okay with that. Like, obviously, you know, I'm fine with like the whole like that sort of stuff. Like, oh, because Rouge the Bad being Rouge and like pornally teasing Knuckles and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
in Sonic X, that's fine. But I'm talking about like with a weird Rule for 34 stuff that's on the internet about them. Like, you'll never see me looking at that. That's like,
Okay.
you know, it's like you wouldn't look at nudes of your family members. I wouldn't look at Rule 34 of Sonic. That's just something I don't want to ruin it for myself.
Mm-hmm. I get it. I guess, like, for me, I don't, like, put those kind of limitations on things. I'm just kind of like, it's gonna exist. Might as well.
I know it exists. I'm just going to refuse to acknowledge it forever.
What, you don't like to think about Rouge and, like, her cop girlfriend?
Or what?
Her Lesbian, like, cop friend.
Oh, her.
Yeah. You know
You
they
know-
fucked.
I'm not gonna. I don't know. It seemed more like cop lady wanted the piece of the bat, but like Rouge, she maybe she offered. She seemed like the type who I don't know.
I mean, you have that one line of dialogue that got removed in the Sonic X dub, where like she handcuffs Rouge, and Rouge like looks at her and goes like, "Oh, is that what you like?" And like it causes
Yeah,
the
like-
cop to blush.
Yeah, like to me, the cop would be more so into Rouge, and then Rouge would kind of be like sort of play along with her to like tease her without like necessarily being into her.
I don't know. I've always seen Rouge as a turbo lesbian.
Yeah, like I
feel like her and Knuckles is just her playing around, just because we all know Knuckles is an asexual who doesn't know what sex is. So
that is also true.
So I like to think of that as just her playing around, like.
And Shadow is I'd say he's on a similar thing of not knowing what that is either, since he spent 50 years with his only friend being a terminally ill girl.
Yeah.
So you know.
Oh wait, did you see that new artwork that was posted on the oh, where was it? Give me a minute. Sonic official, where is it? That cute artwork of Shadow with that girl.
Maria?
Yeah. That they posted like a week ago.
I think I may have. Like, what is it? Them like looking at the stars?
No. This was just like posted on the official Japanese, like Sonic account. Like.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that.
It's so cute.
Yep, I definitely saw it because I've already liked and retweeted it.
I love the Japanese account because they're so wholesome when it comes to the artwork they post for Sonic.
Yeah.
Because I know that the English community, like the American PR team, wants to still make Sonic like edgy and fun, but I kind of like the wholesome feel that Japan tries to give, like the Sonic characters.
Like, yeah, I imagine, like, for me, Sonic has always he's been cool, but he's been cool partly because of like the wholesomeness that goes with his coolness.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, it's a story about environmentalism, like.
I mean, yeah. So, like, he likes adventure, but he also likes to be laid back and just kind of do his own thing, regardless of, like, what anyone else has to say about it.
Yeah. He's a good lad.
And he just happens to be, like, an adrenaline junkie who always wants to do stuff.
Oh, is that the way you're gonna phrase it? Okay.
Alright, listen. I am firmly in the camp that Sonic wants no relationship because it would tie him down, and he's not about that life.
Look, I've always seen Sonic as also asexual, like Knuckles, and Amy just has to be okay with that. So they have a nice, loving, not so loving, no-touch relationship.
Well, you know, maybe one day Amy will find someone like that Dexter dude that she mentions in Chronicles, though part of me thinks she made him up.
God damn it, Ian.
Wait, what?
Oh, Ian posted something in chat.
Oh, I thought you meant the other Ian.
What? What other Ian is there?
Ian Flynn, the guy who like writes the comics.
Nah, I don't care about him. That's half joking, by the way.
Okay.
Because obviously I do like their work. I actually kind of like I quite liked the IDW series as far as I read of it, and then I got bored and stopped reading. But
I'm still reading it. I'm still enjoying it.
Oh no. Okay.
How far did you get into it? The IDWs.
When Sonic was still had amnesia in Blaze's world after the zombie apocalypse.
That was actually quite a bit happens after that.
I
Well,
mean, I
obviously
figured
not.
like the comic is still going. Like,
Yeah, obviously it's still going. I mean, like not in terms of like the zombie robot Eggman stuff.
I just
But
kind of stopped reading, which had nothing to do with my comic book shop closing. No, no.
oh, I'm using like what's it called? Comixology or whatever.
I refuse to buy digital comics. So.
I think we've established that we live in two worlds. I live in the world of digital online stuff, and unless something piques my interest, as I've shown when I went on a shopping spree and bought like loads of manga from my school bookstore. And I blame you for that one. But yeah.
I mean, I used to buy a lot of manga. But then
My
they
only
stopped
complaint
releasing
is
manga.
my only complaint is like, yeah, my school bookstore does have a surprisingly diverse collection of things, but they do not have like complete sets of anything. Like that Legend of Zelda, like Twilight Princess manga that I got, like there are like chapter or volume or books missing, like 1, 2, and 5, I think.
It's fine.
But yeah.
I mean, that's
But
every
anyway.
bookstore.
Yeah, I'm just surprised because normally school bookstores have like hardly anything of interest. So I'm surprised they had such a diverse selection. They even had things for like Fairy Tail, Fire Force, and other stuff.
Oh no, the casual shit.
Alright, listen, man, I like Fairy Tail, okay?
It's okay, you can
like-
have discount One Piece.
Well, my discount One Piece and the Power of Friendship are just fine.
It's fine. I just found
yeah.
the manga a bit too derivative for me.
Well, I haven't actually read the manga. I just watched the anime.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I say that only because like they could not hold a production, like a long form production.
Oh well, no. Well, I only started watching like when, like when the anime was like nearly almost over. So like the production thing wasn't an issue.
Okay. Because I remember like fans complaining about that for years of just like why the production's so bad, and it's like well, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. But also, like, if you don't plan on getting like getting back into the IDWs, I am absolutely going to spoil everything in there.
I mean, I've never cared about spoilers. I mean,
Woo! Yeah, so long story short, the whole Sonic Amnesia thing like doesn't last long at all.
I assume
As in it's fixed like either that same issue or like the very next one, where like Blaze just gets out the Soul Emeralds and like does some stuff with them and they restore his memories. And then she sends him back to his world and they stop Eggman, and that officially concludes the Metal Virus arc.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the next arc is like 4 issues. It's them basically like repairing Omega because he got kind of tore up, you know.
Yeah.
And they actually have to sign up for. Well, first they have to go to White Park Zone, the place from Sonic Episode 4.
Oh, okay.
because Omega's an Eggman robot, so Tails like needs like certain parts in a cipher in order to like properly understand his weird coding and everything.
Mhm.
And so there's only a handful of places that sell the necessary tech, and one of them being like a black market dealer in White Park named Clutch, and he does like chow racing.
Good.
Yeah, so yeah, that arc is based. So they basically have to like, they call up, and so they have to like sign up for like chow races, and to do that they need cream and cheese, so they have to phone up her mom Vanilla and basically say, hey, we can cream come with us? We're heading to White Park Zone, and she's like, I don't know. Are you sure?
This seems
Because-
dangerous.
Yeah, but eventually they talk her into it, and so yeah, and so they do the races. Cheese does well. Clutch notices, and obviously he does the standard thing of like, hey, that's a nice chow you got there. What you want for it? And they're like, no, cheese is not for sale. And
Yes.
and so basically Rouge, I'm like seriously trying to abridge this right now. And then Rouge basically meets him back in his penthouse suite to negotiate for the Eggman robot parts. And he's like, all right, if that chow of yours wins all races, you can have what you want. And meanwhile, off to the sidelines, Shadow's doing his own thing, his own investigation, because apparently there's someone here doing black market sales of Eggman tech. Spoiler alert, it's Clutch. But he doesn't know that, but he doesn't know that there's that like Amy, Rouge, and Cream. That's another thing. Like the main cast for this arc is Amy, Rouge, and Cream, which I think is a very
Good.
neat team. And I just love their like interactions with each other, because you have like the naive little Cream and like Rouge just like casually like just casually Rouge being Rouge basically around Cream, who doesn't quite get how the world works in certain ways.
Man, like the girls in Sonic, weirdly decent. Like they're all such fun characters.
Like listen, when them girls get together, fun stuff happens.
Right? I'd rather watch a
And-
girls' night out in Sonic than I would, like, I don't know, Team Sonic going out having a night out in
Listen,
town.
I'd rather watch the girls go camping than Team Sonic.
Facts.
Spoiler, that's another thing that happens.
Granted. If they were like, here's a comic with Team Dark doing a night on the town, I'm there.
Sadly, I don't think that'll be happening. Or if it will, it definitely won't be anytime soon, just because of like how Shadow's written. Like, because part of the reason for that is like Sega for this IDW series have put a lot more stipulations. Basically, they're being a lot more hands-on with it, and like what can and can't be like written and shown in the comics, compared to how they were for Archie, in order to like partially avoid another
Lawsuit.
Ken Penders incident. And part of that, it's affected like how Shadow's writing, basically. Like certain things, like you can't mention like, was it currency or like something like that, or like governments, and certain characters like Sonic can't, like, you can't have the heroes be too like basically just a whole bunch of rules and stuff, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of that included like a certain way they wanted Shadow to be written, which is fundamentally different from how he has been written before. and people don't like how he's written now.
It is what it is. That's always going to happen,
and
with
like,
change in priorities with that. It's kind of like how they can't have Donald Duck be angry in shorts anymore.
like, yeah. And so because of that, he's very much like the edgelord, annoying edgelord loner, instead of and who's like actively cold and hostile towards people who originally, like, he was like that towards people in general, but when it came to people like Rouge and Omega who were willing to put up with him and like get through to him, he was able to like somewhat soften up around them. But now it's just like he's that with everyone all the time, and he's more like just an annoying teenager who thinks he's cool rather than the complex character that is Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I mean, that's just gonna happen. Like,
like, he acts like a teenager, not a 50-year-old man.
But I want Shadow to feel like a boomer. The way he was always meant to be written.
But yeah, so when then Shadow has his own like run-in with Clutch, and he basically finds out Clutch and like the Chow races are like basically synonymous with like, illegal like animal rings and like things like that. So like he finds a bunch of the Chow he has like locked up in a cage, since that's like the tamest thing they can do without saying he outright abuses these animals.
Nah, just say it. It'll be funny.
And then which leads to another incident with Dr. Starline, who has basically, but him, it's an entirely other deal, because there was a 4-part mini comic with him and like the other villains that aren't Eggman.
Oh yeah.
Where
I read like one issue of that.
Yeah, so if you haven't read that, you might be a little confused on like what he's doing and how the hell he's doing what he's doing.
It's Sonic.
Basically,
it can't possibly be complicated.
Like, it's not. But if you didn't read it, you might be a little confused, just wonder how we got all this. But long story short, in like that little mini comic where he very briefly teamed up with it was him, the Skunks, Rough and Tumble.
Oh yeah, the hot ones.
Yeah. Then and Zabok and Mimic.
Oh yeah, Zabok, the hot one.
Right. and him and then Mimic, and the 4 of them, like, well, not even 4 of them, because there are 2 of Rough and Tumble, but I just consider them one person, honestly.
Oh, they fuck often enough.
I wouldn't be surprised, really.
With their names? Nah, they fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, so long story short for him, during their brief little team up, he acquired this thing called the Tricore, which basically it's the Sonic Heroes orbs.
Oh, okay. I kind of like how they always reincorporate stuff for the IDW comic.
Yeah, those little like the cores from like Sonic Heroes, for like the different things.
Yeah.
So like he can like switch between the different modes, like blue lets him go fast, red makes him stronger, and then like yellow makes him more acrobatic, I guess. It's non-specific for that one, since you can't exactly just let him fly.
Why not?
I don't know how that works. So it just makes him really acrobatic, and like it's like flying but not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically he has that, which is how he was able to get the jump on Shadow the first time and like leave him in like knock him into a frozen lake, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. And which is why he's at the manor, because he's actually looking for Tails for a little experiment that he plans on doing in a future issue, aka right now. Which is why he's there. And he basically sets up a cliche thing of setting off an avalanche that's gonna crush the manor. And he even points it out and he says, I know this is cliche, but I just have a thing for the classics, okay?
You know, I've always liked Dr. Starling, though. He's a fun...
Yeah, he's a good guy. Well, not like good as in...
No, I like his character. Like, he's always been fun.
Yeah, like, not good as in, like, he's good because he's evil, but, like, good as in I like his character.
Yeah.
He's very much, like he's self-aware, but at the same time, he's not self-aware of himself.
Yeah, I always thought it was funny, like, with his introduction, where he's, like, a fan of Eggman, and it's kind of a don't meet your heroes thing, but for a villain character...
Yeah.
So he's disappointed that his, like, the villain he was looked up to isn't actually that villainous, and I'm like, yo, relatable.
Yeah, and how he basically like calls out like Sonic and Eggman's whole dynamic of like Eggman will be like fixated or like not plan ahead on something, and Sonic always comes in at the last minute, and like he always assumed it was because Sonic is just like unbelievably powerful, and which is partially true, but it's also because Eggman just doesn't always plan out everything.
Yeah.
And like he's self-aware enough to realize that, but then is not self-aware enough of himself. Like he says he's gonna do better than Eggman, which and Ernest respect that way. But obviously, you know, he's still often, well, technically, he hasn't technically like lost, since in most of the issues we've seen him, he does do what he set out to do, even if he like gets his butt kicked in the process.
Yeah.
Like when I say he was there for Tails, he really just like grabbed like a piece of his fur, which is what he said was enough, because he really just needed his DNA for like the experiment he was working on. And so he got that. And then, which leads up to, and then the next arc being like the camping issue I talked about with the girls. And so we have Amy, Jewel, Whisper, and Tangle all go, and Belle, all going on a camping trip to get away, you know. And
just the gal pals.
And yeah, and a side note, Whisper and Tangle, absolutely let them be together, you know?
Oh yeah, come on, they're dating.
Obviously. Like that, like I knew it. I knew it the second I saw those two together.
Oh yeah. You look at them and you're like, oh, they're designed to be lesbians. Okay. I get it, I understand.
Like not just designed to be lesbian. No, they're specifically designed for each other.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah. And so, well, actually, no. Whisper's not on the camping trip actually, because because there's actually a thing going on between them. So like, Whisper kind of went out on her own because Mimic escaped from last time. They imprisoned him, but he escaped. And so he's out there again. And so she's kind of out on her own, doing her own thing. Probably like looking for him or something.
Mm-hmm.
And Tangle basically has this whole thing of like, basically, she really misses her, if you catch my drift. Like, she misses her, and like, they frame it as like, you know, oh, she's, you know, she misses her friend, but it definitely
everyone knows what they mean by that.
Yeah, it has, like, the undertone is there, and we all know.
Undertone? No, that's just text.
Yeah. And so then they actually bring up the fact that Amy like does tarot cards.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so like once they all like sit around the campfire, they're all like, so what do we want to do? And Amy's like, I know what we can do, and just pulls out a deck of tarot cards, and like she starts reading off people's fortunes.
Oh my god, we Persona now.
I mean, well, they have like fake Sonic Arcanas. Like one of them was the Master Emerald, I think, or something like that, or a Chaos Emerald.
Good.
And another one I think was like a Chow or something, or a ring. So yeah, they've got their own fake Arcanas.
That's fun.
And then cue there, and since this is a camping story, the plot point, the most predictable one, but still fine nonetheless, is a forest fire, a mysterious forest fire that was started by mysterious ways, and totally not deliberately created by someone that will be a villain in a future arc.
Of course. Is what it is.
Yeah, and so basically the campers panic and they're trying to evacuate, but because even in the fictional land of Sonic World, people are awful. Like people are fighting each other, trying to get out before everyone else, and they're like RVs and stuff.
Look, that's statistically proven would happen.
Yes. And so Amy does what she does best, where to get everyone's attention, she hops up on a like giant boulder that's like 50 times her size and just brings her hammer down on it and like splits the thing in half. And it's like, do I have your attention now? Thank you. And basically, and like puts Jewel in charge of like making a plan, because that's like been her sort of like mini character arc throughout these past issues. It's like her being more confident in like her leadership abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And also we see the park ranger who is a bear, and like an actual bear, not the disgrace that the Sonic Forces character creator gave us.
Yo, facts though.
And he has a son named Ash, and I can't help but feel like that's a Smokey the Bear reference.
Probably.
And yes, I do have a picture. I did take a screenshot of him.
Oh. Is he hot?
I'd say so.
Is he big?
I'd say so. Here you go. Here's a screenshot.
Oh, fuck.
Nice.
Oh, no. Look at those shoulders.
So yeah, that's him. And so he has a son named Ash and everything. And so once, and Fielsen is like, Kid Ash has like because he's like friends with like a Wisp, like the Burst Wisp, the red one.
Oh, okay.
So because of that, people initially think he started the fire until they have to like until he convinces them that he didn't. And then that arc ends off with like a mysterious figure that we haven't seen before, and like him, and like they apparently said person has lightning abilities because the trees and stuff like have lightning patterns on them, implying they've been struck with electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to find out about that, it's because we finally find out why Dr. Starlight needed Tails' DNA, and what that secret project of his was on. Long story, he basically made a replacement Sonic and Tails.
Okay. He didn't want to make robot versions of them. He's just like, we're gonna clone them.
So well, not even clones, because they're like entirely separate. Like like they're based on Sonic and Tails, but they're not robots. So they are organic, but they're made with like their DNA and like what he knows. Like Starline's whole thing is him like deconstructing the superhero, supervillain tropes that like make up Sonic and Eggman's dynamic,
Yeah.
and like utilizing that. And so basically his whole thing is like he's basically gonna have is like basically he's basically made them to replace Sonic and Tails in a sense, because when you sort of control that narrative, you you know what? I'm just gonna read what he said, since I feel like that's the best way to do that.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to save this picture of Smokey.
Oh, the bear?
Yeah, yeah. For reasons.
Oh my gosh. Do I have to go back into the comic and get you more screenshots?
What issue number?
Please do.
What
Please
issue
do.
number?
Well, hang on. I'm going.
Because then I can just grab it myself.
All right. I'll look. Let's see. Where the heck is it?
And you've just been here the whole time, Selkie, not contributing to this rollicking Sonic conversation.
All right. So
I gotta be honest.
this arc is like,
Speaking about it.
so this like camping arc with the bear and everything in it is like from issues 45 to 47.
Okay, lit.
All right. And as for what Starline's intentions were for like the replacement Sonic and Tails, we're just gonna hear it straight from
From his beak.
the platypus's mouth. That's what. Yes. All right. So it says, with this, I'll finally be able to break what I have affectionately called the Sonic cycle. Okay, we're starting off strong. And basically goes to where Dr. Eggman stages a bold plan to reshape the world. Sonic arrives, sometimes with his menagerie of friends, and ruins everything. Until finally the day is saved and the general populace rebuilds and returns to their regular lives. No evolution, no vision, and no future. Thankfully, I'm here with step 1 of Operation Remaster, will be to remove Eggman from play. And so blah blah, he's a revolutionary, a visionary, and grooms a fine mustache, but gets tunnel vision when it comes to Sonic. I've studied under the master, seen his shortcomings, and perfected his technique. He'll thank me by the end of it. And alright, here we are. Step 2, replace the so-called heroes who stand in the way of progress. The general populace relies on them far too much, but it's far simpler to replace a few celebrities than change society. By controlling the hero versus villain dynamic, I'll be able to shape the world and its people with the very theatrics they've become so accustomed to. And that's
that.
why he built his replacement Sonic and Tails. And so they're
He should have like built them off of Rough and Tumble, so they can say like these are the sexy Sonic and Tails.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
they're girls, so.
Fuck, never mind. Fuck this whole storyline. It doesn't matter anymore.
And so they're like knockoff Sonic and Tails with like weird power. So like they're alright, one of them is fine. Like the names, one of them is Surge, and so that's the one with the lightning powers. Surprise,
Wait, what?
surprise.
What? Man, fuck you.
Yeah, like her name is Surge, and like she has the lightning powers and is fast, obviously. But the other one is, and like obviously she's based off Sonic, but the other one, who he used Tails' DNA for,
Yeah.
the name for this, like, I can understand it and it's creative, but at the same time, like, it's such a mouthful to say, I feel like. It's Kitsunami.
Ah, that's a mouthful. Yeah, that's.
Like it's because it's
Yeah, it's a kitsune.
like her thing is like instead of multiple tails, well, she has multiple tails, but she has like a water pack, and like that she can control basically, and it generally takes the form of 9 tails, and she can like use the water pack to like, you know, grab things, do whatever. Basically, if Tails had 9 tails and those tails were made of water.
Okay.
And she can also like control the water to do different things. So obviously, you know, she's a kitsune and she has water power, so Kitsunami, you know, like it's creative. But
I
it's also
get
about...
it. But that feels like a title, not your name. Like you should.
Well, he made them for theatrics, so I guess.
Yeah, but that's bad marketing. If like your immediate thought is, that's a mouthful. Like I feel like this man should have known better.
Yeah.
Go back to marketing class.
And I don't know if I should show you their designs.
Oh no, are we gonna have art critique in the middle of this?
I mean, I don't know. You like Surge, I feel like is a little bit over designed in my opinion. Like, well, first of all, I don't even know what they are. Like, they're just Surge and Kitsunami, so I don't even, like, they're not hedgehogs, so I'm pretty sure they're not anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But like, Surge is green, Kitsunami's like blue, and Surge has this like black mask over her face, like almost raccoon style, but she's not a raccoon either, so. And like she's like decked out in a whole bunch of like she's got metal rings, ear piercings, and like really, I don't know. Like I'll look for a decent picture of her.
Is that going to be the next thing after the Pokemon critiques? Are we going to critique Sonic characters?
We can critique. You can critique Sonic.
What do you think, Selkie? Would you be into that?
I would.
Sure, let's go for it.
Let's,
I mean, I'll fight to the death for Amy.
picture here.
Wait, for who?
Amy, Love McQueen.
Okay, which design?
For all
Alright.
of them.
Do you know the difference between, like, because they changed her design for the adventure games.
Yeah, they changed from that greenish and yellow skirt.
Yeah, and she had, like, hair that was similar to Sonic.
I do prefer the regular one, though. Like,
And
the
like
one
she like went by like Rosie the
Yeah.
Rascal.
Nice.
So you prefer her adventure design?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. I think I got decent pictures of them from the comics.
Okay. Okay, Selkie. Would you prefer that or Kingdom Hearts the outfit critiques? Like,
Jesus. If you want me to be negative, you can.
Alright,
go
here
for
they are. So
For
the
which
green
one?
one is Surge, the blue one is Kitsunami, so you know.
oh, Kitsune looks terrible. Like, I actually don't mind the Surge one. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I just feel like there's a little bit too much going on.
So what I mean is, like, I could deal without the rings and piercings and shit, but like the base look I actually really like.
Yeah,
the
I
pants
feel like
look
if they
is good. Even the patterning on the face. The only thing I dislike is the obnoxious like piercings and rings. Even like the
I
little
feel like if they took away the extra accessories and just let
the
like, her
bolts on
pants
the
and shoes-
armbands and boots I don't like. That doesn't need to be there. Because I feel like with a Sonic design, you really have to streamline their designs.
Yeah,
so,
like
extra clutter looks really bad on a Sonic design.
yeah, like just like I feel like if they just cut down on the accessories and stuff and just like if it was just like her pants and like the base design of her shoes, it would be fine. Because right now it just looks like they like put too much stuff on it.
Yeah, I get you. The
Like-
the other girl, I just think like her base look looks really dull. Like I don't like the expression here. I don't really like how the cheek
Well,
fluff
I
looks.
feel like that's like because like part of her personality is like, based off of Tails, and like she's made purely to be Surge's sidekick, so she's like super timid and like everything and like flinches at like everything.
I
Surge
get it,
does.
but like Tails hasn't been that way in so long.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. Like they're obviously like their personalities are like Sonic and Tails,
Pre-development for
but like
them.
yeah, like purposefully taken out of context because this is what Dr. Starlight like. Surge is like she's an ass. That's her personality. She is just an impatient, hyperactive, pretentious douche because that's how a lot like most people would. That's like Sonic's personality if you like dialed it up to 11
Yeah.
in all the wrong ways. And so Kitsunami is like the definition of the like doting sidekick who basically relies on the hero for literally everything and is just there to do.
Yeah, I
and
get
act
that.
as
I
like
just think you
best
could
for
have
them.
done a lot to make her design more visually interesting and less repulsive, for lack of a better term.
I get you. But they do, but there is a neat part, and so like, by the way, like this is happening in like another mini series. It's called Imposter Syndrome, so neat title. Oh wait, no, they do say what they are. So Surge is a Tenric.
Okay.
Yep.
I know what
And,
that is. Not really.
And Kitsunami, or just Kit for short, thank you, is a Fennec,
Okay. So Kit, perfect. No more to that name.
And before I show you like more screenshots of them, actually there's a line here, in here that I have to share because I couldn't help but smile when I read this.
Okay.
It's when they're about to infiltrate one of Eggman's bases for reasons.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate that.
Oh, I've seen that.
That's
image.
so funny. That's so good. Oh, I love jokes like that.
It's great, and has a lot of stuff like that. Alright, let's see.
Selkie, would you watch if I played a bunch of Sonic games?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because everyone
Which
just
ones do you
loves
think of?
Sonic, right? There's not a controversial thing about the brand,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
Not at all.
Everyone thinks the Werehog is sexy. I mean that Sonic Unleashed is a perfectly fine game.
Well, duh. Well, there is this moment in like the second Imposter Syndrome comic where like Surge gets hurt, or well, yeah, she gets hurt, but like Kit thinks like she's dead and like lashes out,
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to see her when she's not like looking deeply depressed all the time. And the art in the IDW comics is just really good overall. And because another panel I really like is when they were like
I mean, clearly,
wrapping
have you
up.
seen that bear?
Yeah, but another thing is so
Have you
after
seen Dawn the Rooster?
yeah, I have actually is when they were like cleaning up the Deadly Six and like getting rid of them, basically sending them back to the Lost Hex.
Yeah.
Is basically they attacked Restoration HQ while like the heroes were out, like while they were out like dealing with like the places they destroyed during the Metal Virus arc. They went and attacked Restoration HQ, and so like Tails was like he like goes over to call Sonic and tells him to head down there, and then they cut to the panel like Sonic is already gone, and like what we have is like the equivalent. I don't know if you remember, is the equivalent of like that famous screenshot or scene from the Archie comics where Sonic like literally runs across the continent to like smash into Eggman.
Yeah.
I don't know if yes, no one attacking them. Probably speaking into. I'll find it. So
Faku. Okay. Ah.
He's a big boy, Jesus.
Is he?
yeah, here it is. All right, let's see. Alright, here it is. I just really like the idea of like how they like portrayed him like just kind of like blasting off there as fast as humanly possible, and he is not happy.
That's good. That's good. I'll probably stop this art piece here for now, and I'll finish it next week.
All right,
Okay.
we're streaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been rattling off about Sonic to all of YouTube. So hi guys.
What? Don't worry about it. So next week I'll finish your Fogo drawing.
What? Oh, that's what we're drawing?
That's what I've been doing this whole time.
Oh my gosh.
Have you not noticed?
I've been going through Sonic comics.
Like, I know I'm not very good at drawing over-designed Yu-Gi-Oh card things. That's why I simplified the design greatly, but...
Stock, it looks great.
His what?
It looks great.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and I have to see now.
Yeah, I have it open still. I'll just save this for now. And we'll finish this another day. Folgo. Mr. Folgo for hire. Or Justice for hire.
Just ooh. I have good news for you.
What?
I have so I just checked because the latest issue, issue 48 came out, and guess what? Your favorite character comes back.
Oh my god, is Donny Boy back?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Literally. Yep.
Maybe this time he'll
40
actually get porn out of it. I mean, that he'll finally get fans.
Yep, issue 48, right there on the first panel, and he even has like one of those like character cards and everything.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Oh, that's fine. I'll turn off the stream now though. Goodbye, YouTube.
See ya.